What's going on, everybody? It's me, Sloppy. What is cracking, man? What is going on? Just came back from my trip to San Diego. Well, I came back last night, but it was a good time. A lot of people in bikinis and stuff like that. What's up, Slipknot fan? I see you right before I even start. Always appreciate that. We had a good conversation in Jay Margera's stream. Pretty, pretty entertaining. Pretty, a lot of giggles in there. But yeah, just let my new PFP and Omni can off and want to meet my new alts. No, I don't want to meet all your alts. God damn it, you and your 100 alts and shit. Yeah, but yeah, what's up? Um, Getting close to that 200 video. I think one more. Uh, it feels good. But as you can see, well, hold on. Let me invite. Uh, it's an open chat. The beginning, like always, is based on the topic. My topic today, as you can see, is can preds change? Oh my God, Alexa live. It's a weird one. Uh, so, can preds change? Can they? Will they? Or are they just, I guess, made to be preds, no matter what rehabilitation they do? The TNO reference. Oh, okay. Those are trying, but in the end fail. Yeah, and that's the hard part to distinguish which one is really trying, right? Because a lot of the times when they get caught in the spur of the moment, they're like, yeah, I'm gonna seek help. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. Cars don't change. Yeah, and everybody. That's why it's a good talking point or a good conversation. Because there's people that believe they could change, and there's people that be like, nah, they can never change. They're always gonna be like that, no matter what they do in life. They're always going to be keen to the younger individuals. 18 and younger, I guess you could say, or younger than 18. So, and because we deal with different ages, different types of predators, different situations of why we consider them predators, and stuff like that, right? So I'm always thinking, can they? 95% of the time they don't, but I like it. I hate to say it because I see it so often, but there is maybe 1 out of 1,000, I will say, like a 0.1%. That's what I'm trying to say. That do change, I guess. But it is very tough. So sloppy. I'll come in on a bit. All right, for sure, Chayton. Yeah. So it's tough. I have conversations with people behind the scenes, and some people think like Soviet. Nah, they ain't gonna change. They should burn in hell. Blah blah blah. And I also think, there's times that, there's depending on the circumstance, I guess you could say, like if there was a 30-year-old who trying to hook up with a 13-year-old, and yeah, fuck that, he's never gonna change. But if it's an 18-year-old that did this, it's tough because it's a kid still. But like I said, I guess it depends on what happened, what they do, what they say, and stuff like that. Because we monitor a lot of different preds. Sometimes we kind of stalk these predators and stuff like that to see. And the only ones so far that we've seen continuously do stuff was Xavier, Xavier Luke Powell, and Draven Eugene, forgot his last name, Barney, some shit like that. Those two, I know for a fact, will still like little kids no matter what. And Didi, yeah, and Didi, Didi, I'm glad he's gone, But knowing these type of people, they're still there. As you can see in some of the behind the scenes group chats that the people are in, Tara is still on Discord talking to uh, to people and shit. So it's iffy. It's iffy. Yeah, but like I say, they're always around. They just hide. They're like cockroaches. They're like cockroaches. They Sloppy won't take. I'll send a message in our chat that shows the one that I mentioned on that dating. He's showing the try. Yeah. Of course. Like I said, there's people that they get caught, right? They get caught. They get confronted, and they're fight or flight, and they get a little scared. They're like, oh yeah. Uh, I know I need help, and I'm gonna look for help. I want to see a therapist. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. They do it for a month, and then they see that people aren't on them anymore. If they get caught, bust they yeah, what we've caught a lot, man, and that's why it's tough because I believe they can't change, but there's some that they're kids, maybe 17 turning just turned 18, and he still has the mindset of a kid, so he's dating a 15-year-old. Society sees it as he's a predator, but at 18, you're still liking, you're still most likely mentality of a high school. I'm gonna say, men mature less, I guess, slower than women. So I think maybe he could change if he got caught when he was 18, and he, I guess, learned from it. Then maybe, but when you're in your 30s and you're doing that shit, then yeah, zero change. I wholeheartedly think it's engraved in your mind. But when you're, 17 turning 18 and you're 18 years old, let's say just turned 18 a month ago, do you still, and you talk to a 15-year-old, people are going to say you're a predator. People are going to be like, yeah, this motherfucker fucking is trying to hook up with a 15-year-old, this and that. You get called out. And people tell you you're a predator, you're talking to kids, blah, blah, blah. Those are the people that I'm like, they can't possibly change because they're so young and they're still liking, kids. It's kind of sort of their age. But when you're in your late 20s or 30s or 40s, 50s, I think zero chance of of change. And that's the tough part for us because they can't. Not even an 18-year-old Soviet. You think when they're 18 or 17 turning 18 and they still talking to a 15-year-old, do you think that's still they're always going to be predators? To me, that's the main one. Like for me, when you're 17 turning 18, I think that's the hardest one to kind of like say they can't change because they're so young and it's tough. It's tough to say they're not, but because of, I guess, for us, we see this quite often, right? We see these predators. They say, "Oh, we're gonna stop doing this. We're gonna stop doing that," and then we use a different alt account, and they do the same thing, and they get caught. That's the main. There's one. That's one of the reasons I also say that it's iffy when it's 18 because there's always gonna be those 18-year-old that they because of social media you could change your profile, change your name, and you could be someone else, and you could still redo the whole conversations with little kids. I sent it, and it's true. Most don't change in general. So Soviet has a point. Yeah, let me check. Let me see. Yeah, yeah, but he's not there. I've been for months and months before. He hasn't gone back to the. Yeah, and I think, and I think that's the main. I was reading your message, Silver Lugia. And I think that's a valid, thing. When you supervise them, or I guess you could say supervise or watch them or keep tabs on them, they're less likely to do it, or they'll find a sneaky way to do it. And that's why I'm always on the fence when it comes to can preds change. I'm 95% that they can't, but there's that little percentage that I'm like, okay, that's he was young, he was stupid, but we got to keep an eye on him. And and it's tough. It's Yeah, that's why I'm cautious. Like, yeah, you always gotta be cautious. Always, always, always. It's tough. But I think about all these things all the time because we constantly hear numerous different types of preds. Some young ones, 18, 19, and some older ones, 23, 24. And you kind of see the cycle. Like there's one guy, right, that I think he's gonna be a pred because he was groomed to be a pred. His name is Jacob Newland. He used to hang around with some guy named Matman. I fucking so be it. Uh, he used to hang out with Matman. Matman is a predator. Me and Zexio have shown videos of him wanting to hook up with little kids. He even went to meet up with a decoy, and he got caught. And his excuse, I forgot what his excuse was, but he didn't get in trouble. Uh, I think he worked at a school, and I think they let him go. I don't know if it was because he was checking out the kids, but he got let go. So Jacob Newland, um, he's, how do you say it? He was a minor when we found out about him, and he was, I guess, porn bombing. He was doing all these weird things to other people. Now he's 18, right? And he tried to have intercourse with his own cousin. The cousin was over the age of 18, but I guess you could say incest. And he tried to blame it on Matt Man, try to blame it on his uncle. I guess his uncle showed him uh I guess pornography. So he was blaming it on everybody but himself. And that guy, he was groomed to be a pred. And I believe that he will be a pred, and the parents are nowhere to be found. The parents are how do you say it, drug addicts. I don't know if they are now, but we found the mom got caught with methamphetamine, and the dad or the stepdad is a couple years older than Jacob Newland. I think they went to high school together. The stepdad is like 4 years older than Jacob. So the mom goes out with guys that are kids too. That's what I'm trying to say. So I guess it runs in the family, stuff like that. You know what I mean? But that Pret he can't change. And it's tough because he hasn't committed anything bad besides him wanting to have intercourse with his cousin, which to me, I don't know how the grandma and the family was able left him with her around, even after. That kid, he's a very odd kid, and that's why I'm always iffy about if Preds can change because he was a kid getting groomed, and to me, it's hard to not believe that they can change. But then these scenarios that happen makes me be like, man, I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I haven't seen anyone change, I guess you could say, yet. The only one that I could say there's that possibility is the guy we interviewed a long time ago. There's a little chance that he might be able to change, but there's still I have a lot of doubts on that guy, and it's the guy. What's his name? Junko. He seems like he's changing, but fuck, man, like I don't know. It's tough for me to see that. He messages me once in a long time to tell me that his therapy is going good or he does this good and he does that good. But I don't know, man. Not the Junko that I know. No, 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 no. If you go watch my videos and you go to the most popular one, interview with Junko, you'll see which one it is. It's like a 3 hour damn long stream. It was pretty crazy. Me and Zexio had a good time on that one. It was a crazy one. A lot of craziness came out on that one. But yeah, if you're bored and you want to see some predator admit to certain fucked up shit, go watch that video. It's a very interesting one. Most of my videos are interesting, but yeah. But yeah, what did my odds do to you? Nothing, man. They don't do nothing to me. They just different ones. But yeah, no, I believe they cannot change, but there's that 1% that maybe, but you have to be young, very young. If you're 18, then I I try to give them the benefit of the doubt. I still watch what they do and stuff like that, but those are the only ones that I'm like, okay, there's a possibility that maybe they made a mistake. They were going out with a younger person and they stopped and they haven't done that ever again. But it's rare. It's rare to see that, but there's always that exception. But I hate saying that because we get these, we get so used to these getting these spreads and stuff like that. But it's tough. I guess I overthink things too much sometimes. I think of things and it just goes through my mind and I think about different scenarios if this happened or if this guy was this age, if this person was this age, if it was a woman, if a woman was the one being the predator, uh, it's a double standard, right? It's a double standard. If you're an 18, 19-year-old going out with a 15-year-old boy, the boy is gonna, all the friends are gonna be like, hell yeah, you're going out with the older girl. Yeah, you're the man. You're shit like that. So the double standard is what gets me fucked up too because I'm like, but no, no matter what, if it's a boy or a girl, it's still not good. Is she, now the mindset is like, is she a pred because she, or because people are accepting it? People are more accepting that a woman could go date a little bit younger because a guy wants to date women, right? Does it look bad? Is it a bad thing? It's so many things in my mind sometimes when it comes to this bullshit. That's why I always joke around behind the scenes because this shit is sometimes crazy. You know what I mean? But man, but yeah, the links there just in case anyone wants to input what they think. That's my mindset. It continuously changes. Some days I'm like, fuck these guys. They're never gonna change because maybe I deal with one that is doing some really crazy shit. So I'm like, nah, fuck these predators. They're stupid. They're not gonna change. And then there's another time maybe this kid made a mistake and he's 18 and he was going out with this girl that was 15 turning 16. It's crazy, and because of the laws, you know, California, I think it's 18 and over, and there's some states that are 16 and over for consent. So it plays so much stuff, and it messes me up mentally. Sometimes I'm like, God damn, man, I'm trying to catch these preds, but if she lives in Alabama and she's 17, well, it's legal over there, like. But if she goes to California, it's like, nah, you're a pred. And it sucks telling people that, oh no, because of where they live they're not predators, and then they get upset. They'll be like, what? No way, what? But she groomed me, or she groomed her, and this and that, or he groomed her, and blah blah blah. But it's like legalities, man. And age of consent in most states is 16, from what I know. Yeah, there's a lot. I know there's some 16, there's some 17, and there's 18. I think California is 18. Alabama, I think, is like 16. I think they want to lower it. It's bad. But can't they change? Will they change? And what does it take for them to change? Does it take people constantly berating them? People, scaring them? Because a lot of fear comes into mind to the preds online, and more when they're autistic. When they're autistic, then freaking then they get a little bit more fearful, and I think those are the ones that might not do it. But then again, you have that Brianna Seymour bitch. She's autistic or something, and she still does it 24/7. Hold on.
Hey, what's up?
What's up?
I was gonna say I forgot it's my name for the last stream I was in, so I was like, oh, screw it, I'll keep it.
The final boss. Man. So what do you think?
What about I was in now because I was listening. I was
Oh, you
playing Black Ops 6.
motherfucker. All right. Well, the title, Can Preds Change? What do you
Oh,
think?
so like we talked about this before when I brought I think when the whole Junko thing happened.
Mm-hmm.
I because I've had conversations with people. Some people think he was just doing it as a cry for attention.
Mm-hmm.
And I told him, I said, even if he was lying and none of that shit happened, I still wouldn't want nothing to do with him, nor would I ever want anything to do with him because, like, yes, have I made mistakes in my past? Yeah. But goddamn, you're fucking saying that you did stuff to kids just to fucking get attention.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
and then going to the people who actually do it. I'm under the firm belief that I believe that anybody who is confirmed, whether self admission or exposed or whatnot, with undeniable proof, because I've always said the word pedophile gets thrown out like fucking candy on this website.
Yeah.
That's why, like, really, if I'm being honest, you're probably one of the only people when if you say, "Oh, this guy has something going on," I'd be like, okay, I wouldn't even really want to be like, oh, let me see proof. I'd be like, you've been pretty good with everything, and that's not me kissing ass. I'll just be again, you've
Kiss my
proven
ring fingers cheating.
like you've shown that over the last year that I've at least known you on streams.
Mm-hmm.
So like, like with anybody else who says that, I always obviously say because again, when someone is what's what I'm looking for. When someone like maybe gets butthurt or someone does this or someone does that,
Mm-hmm.
and they have no other response to that person, they're like, "Oh, you raped somebody. Oh, you're a pedophile," and I'm like thinking that's like their last. I guess their last. They're like I guess the reverse Uno card, if you will, or to
Right.
draw four because it's like you can't do all that now. But the ones that are confirmed or exposed without a shadow of a doubt, I've said this before. I would rather forgive a murderer than I would a fucking like a predator,
Mm-hmm.
and that could be child or woman. Like if like I say let's say it's just a rapist, I
Mm-hmm.
still I still wouldn't. It just it's just something that to me is even worse than killing another man. For example,
Mm-hmm.
like if I've always said this, if I ever opened up a restaurant, restaurants they're pretty lenient on records and all that, unless you're working at high class restaurants. If somebody came and applied at my restaurant and asked me, "Hey," or I say, "Background check," and they're like, "Oh, well, it looks like you were charged with murder 20 years ago." As long as the guy ain't going to kill again, I'm going to be like, "You're hired. If you can
Mm-hmm.
work, you're hired." But if the guy comes at me saying my record's clean except for that, something like that, I'm not. I don't want nothing to do with you. And it's not just a logistics standpoint, just the fact that I don't care if you can work, and I don't know the full like. There's really no going around. If you are admitted to doing something with a kid, there's really no way you can get around it. Like if you're fucking, let's say you murdered somebody, right?
Mm.
I was hanging out with the wrong crowd. I was drunk driving. Uh, like a guy jumped in front of the car, and when I was speeding at 80 miles an hour. Okay, I'm not saying those are justifiable reasons, but I'm just gonna be like, there's stuff that maybe some people could sympathize with. You really can't fucking sympathize with somebody who did something like that to either a woman or a kid. Granted, there are also people who rape men. I want to put that out there. It's not just all men, but unfortunately,
In jail.
if we look at the statistics, it's majority men.
Yeah.
It's
A
like
white
my girl.
man.
Well, I would say my girl, she'd be like, I know I'm home with the most dangerous predator, the most likely man to kill me. Not only a man or my man, but a white man.
A white man.
We get in some very political discussions regarding just everything, especially when it comes to the political climate going on nowadays.
Mm. Oh yeah. It's a crazy world, man.
I just don't
Crazy
stop
world.
watching the news sometimes because I'm like thinking, I'm like, so this be sometimes ignorance is bliss in some cases.
Yeah, no, man. It's I guess
Unless nukes start falling in your area, then yeah, you won't pay attention.
yeah, nuclear weapons by this Arthur sending us nuclear weapons and shit.
Yeah, it's like I was telling my girl. I made a joke earlier when I think Trump said that they're not going to help Ukraine anymore, and I made a joke to her. I said, I wonder if Trump was casually dressed during the announcement.
Hmm. Dressed up like Zelensky was his name.
Yeah, they were like,
Oh, go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Go ahead, cheating.
Well, no, you first. It's your stream.
All right, all right, all right, all right. I said it was a weird question when they asked him why he doesn't dress up to go to these interviews.
And plus, isn't Elon fucking? Doesn't he dress kind of casual too? They even
Yeah,
put
that's
fun
what.
at Saturday Night Live.
Yeah. I watched that clip. Pretty funny.
Yeah, I was like, and I looked. I was like, is that Mike Myers? I was like, holy shit, that is Mike Myers.
Yeah. And then I think they
Oh,
released the Epstein files or phase one. To me, it's weird. Like, why are you taking these Epstein files like phases? Like, why don't you just release everything and let the people know what exactly is going on? You're trying to delete some of the people from the whoever
yeah, I
the
don't.
flight.
Well, then I gotta tell my girl about that because she's been waiting on this shit to be released.
Yeah,
I said
phase
I'll give her
one.
something to do at work tomorrow.
Yeah, like to me, like see, like the rich and powerful, they're the preds. It's crazy how the world is revolved around like exploiting children and shit. And well, children
Yeah,
can't really they don't have a choice. Sometimes they get the human trafficking and stuff like that. It is wild.
it makes me realize why my girl's so enamored with that Luigi Mangione guy because of the fact she's like, eat the rich, eat the rich. I'm like,
Mm.
so-
Yeah. Well, but that was because he's good looking. If he was horrible looking, then it wouldn't be on the news.
well, yeah. Look at it this way. Look at fucking who was it, Ted Bundy, for example.
Mm.
Did anybody? I don't think nobody really was enamored by Jeffrey Dahmer except for the show that Evan Peters did a few years ago on Netflix.
Hmm.
Oh, I forgot when I first came in, I was gonna make a joke. I was gonna say, "Oh, is it okay to come in here and say my piece about anything? I don't want to piss off anybody. I don't want to get your stream in trouble."
No, my like I always say, my when it's open chat, whoever comes in, they can say whatever they feel like, as long as it's not racial or stuff like that. If you gotta say something, you gotta say it. I don't censor anybody, as I don't censor anyone in the chat. It goes as long as it doesn't get my channel taken down or my video taken down for medical misinformation. Then I don't mind people coming in and I guess relieving some stress or something. I don't know.
But yeah, that's we talked about this before. It's like, and even reading your comment section about it, I was like, yeah, nine, like it's like, I think when you've had different people from your people on the stream, and then I say, oh yeah, David 3000, they're like, who's David 3000?
Hmm.
It's like, and I guarantee you, even that last stream when I was talking about certain things, I guarantee you, not a single person, and this no disrespect to anybody, but not a single person would be like, oh, let me go see if this person, what this person's about. They're going to be
Hmm.
like, if I said, oh, this person's a pred or here with proof, then they would probably go and take a look.
Right. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
again, unlike some people, I'm not going to go and make false accusations. If I'm going to, anything I base it off of is whatever I've been obtained in terms of documentation, if you will.
Hmm. Yeah. And I don't mind whoever comes in my chat. People that dislike me, people that like me, they know that they're allowed to be in there. People in the stream, on the stream, in the panel, they could come in, say what they need to say. For the most part, when in the beginning is mainly the topic, and then I think after we're done talking, then it could be anything after that. Because yeah, talking about Preds for an hour for me is like, oh man, it's too much. But after, then we could talk about random ass stuff and
I think that's the one reason why I probably would never be in like your. I don't know if you run it or whoever runs it, the Discord server you usually are in. Um, I said I don't think I'd ever be in there because I don't think I could handle seeing all that shit 24/7.
Well,
You know.
well, we don't. Luckily, we don't. Most of the stuff that we share are not in the server. Most of the time, well, the stuff that we share are in like private groups that we're in, because we have different age groups, different mentalities
Oh,
in the
okay,
server.
okay.
In the
Yeah,
server,
because that
more
was like,
for people. Go ahead.
yeah, because that was the only reason why I never asked to be in a in. Do you run it or does Exio run it?
Zexia runs it, and he's pretty good with the server. When we have so many
Yeah.
bots that limit what people say, different alt accounts. If someone's spamming something, it deletes it. It's a really good server for people that just want to go in there, and people have like videos and they art. If they do art, they can put their art there. People like to see their art.
His
It's
Discord server
more,
is on his channel description, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. His
I'll tell you, yeah, because that was always my only because I was like, yeah, I like Zexio, I like, I know Sloppy's in some of the servers. I was like, yeah, they told me. I was like, yeah, but I don't want to because it's not because I don't, it's just because like for me that would be like I could barely like I was shocked watching Terrifier 3. Um, Granted, they didn't really show
hmm
kids getting killed, but I was like, a lot changed after I became a dad because it was like certain things I could watch and not get emotional or get kind of, it wouldn't fuck with me. But then afterwards, it kind of, it's some scenes are a little bit more difficult to watch now than others due to that.
hmm
And that's why I was like, oh, I don't know if I could. But yeah, I'll definitely have to hop in then
yeah,
now
yeah, yeah, yeah.
because I'm trying.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get somewhat back on Discord because I'm not as active as I used to be. Shit,
Hmm.
like granted, it was just the fact that work. It was like before when I first made my Discord, I had more free time during the pandemic, and then now I'm like I can't really I can't really fucking talk to everybody. Like that's why like sometimes if I'm in a Discord call or something, it's rare just because again I'm just busy
Yeah.
or I
Just
just don't
don't
want to
have,
talk. Like,
yeah,
again,
just
it
don't
was
have Umbrella start chatting with you because he'll talk to you for like 7 hours.
yeah, and I don't like Umbrella. He doesn't like it. Just sometimes I'm just and everybody knows this. Like whenever I deal with a lot of people at my job, um, and it's just the fact that after that, I really don't want like the only person I pretty much want to deal with after that is my girl. That's literally it. After like there are times where I'm like, yeah, I'll join a stream, just kind of take my or kind of chill. Depending on the stream, it is or something.
Mm-hmm.
It just depends. It just depends on my mood. But 9 times out of 10, I'm like, I don't want to fuck with anybody right now. I
Mm-hmm.
deal with too many people. I just want to fucking mellow out and listen to my music. So I tell David jokingly, I was like, motherfucker, you don't invite me on the stream. I'm gonna be fucking like I want to jam to my music. Or if I do come in, I literally come in for like 2 minutes and then just bounce.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, back then you had more time. Now it's your time is more precious because you only have a limited free time instead of
Yeah,
back then you were able to do 3 or 4 hours at a time. Now you only have 4 hours just to rest and do your own personal things and then go to sleep because you got to do stuff the
yeah.
next
Like
day.
I'll fucking get up. Like usually, like if I have to, whenever I go into work, I usually get up like 2 3 hours beforehand. And that's really like I make something to eat, but usually that's take my dog out, fucking maybe something to eat, of course, fucking maybe tidy up a little bit. But 90% of the time I'm just there gaming for a little bit just to kind of get prepped before I have to fucking go in and shit. Like
Mm-hmm.
luckily, like this week this week's like the last week where I'm not working as much. And after that, every week until the end of March, I'm fucking working fucking 5 to 6 days a week. So
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna be good, but it's just like luckily April's gonna be dying down a little bit, which means I can get back into some more of my side projects in the meantime. Because,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I made a joke. I said, "Oh, Daredevil Born Again, it's coming to Disney Plus tomorrow." I said, "The one day that I'm fucking working is the day that that's coming on, so I gotta wait to get home, and then hopefully." I'm probably just gonna have to watch on my laptop because by that point my girl's gonna be asleep, and I don't want to keep the TV too loud. So it's
Yeah.
like fuck. Um, yeah, something I was going to say regarding. Not going to go too deep into it, but the comment section the other time, I say this to everybody: like, if if you do not like what I say or what anybody says for that matter, don't watch. I already know what people say. Oh, I got to send a link. Doesn't mean you
Mm-hmm.
got to watch it. Not many
Yeah.
links, not as much as I used to, but I got sent like links by a lot of fucking people,
Yeah.
and I just didn't like. First off, some of the streams like 4 or 5 hours, and no one would give me a goddamn timestamp. I'm like, I'm
Oh,
not going
that's
to sit
worse.
through a four. Like, especially if it's not a stream I'm interested in. Like, I'm not going to listen to a stream just to get to the point. Like, I remember that. I think the stream I played on the last stream I did on the Che channel. That I think it was this stream was like 8 hours. Not the
Damn.
stream I did, but the stream that I did, and literally it didn't get good till like I think 5 or 6 hours in. So
Oh
like when
man.
that's why I did, like even if I wanted to play it, or I did play, but if I wanted to play it in full, I wouldn't have played. I probably would have fast forward to the part where it started getting good, and probably times it by two because it still was going up 2 hours.
Damn, eight. I know you guys done that, like 8 hour stream, 7 hour stream. Like, god damn, like you guys got to get up or walk around. Like, how do you keep 8 hours of just conversations? I'm sure because people come in and out and do conversations, but
Yeah,
God,
I did a 12-hour stream once, and I had like a contest going on. Like I said, whoever stays the longest gets a digital, like first place gets a digital code for this movie, second place gets a digital code for this movie, and then fourth place or third place gets a digital code. So I had to where I think first place won a Back to the Future 4K digital trilogies code, and then second place got Saw on 4K but a digital code,
hmm.
and then third was like a Looney Tunes compilation, and I was like, I need to make something like I need to gradually lessen it, and it basically was to whoever lasted the longest on the show because I was there from fucking the beginning of the show to the end.
Hmm.
But it was like it was just a little thing because I was like, you know what? Let me make it interesting. Let me do something to maybe warrant people maybe be like, hey, and you don't have to stay the whole stream. You just had to stay the longest and then second longest, third longest.
Yeah,
Because also I was like thinking, shit, I don't know if I could keep doing this for 12 hours if no one's coming in.
mm-hmm.
You know,
That's tough.
I could hold the stream down by myself. But usually by the hour, possibly to 2 hours, that's when I kind of tap out and be like, okay, I'm done. You know, especially if it's not a gaming stream or something like that. If it's a gaming stream, I could be quiet for a little bit and let the gameplay go. You know,
Hmm. Yeah, it's tough
so
doing a 12-hour stream. Even for me, like an hour and a half. It's if I don't have anything planned, it kind of just start rambling about random ass shit, and it's a little bit tough unless you have someone that's engaging with you on the chat or something. It's a little bit easier, but there's gonna be times that it's dead, and you gotta just fucking make some shit up and try to talk about some random talking points, and it gets a little tough sometimes.
yeah, and I don't even again the stream's not up anymore, nor do I really remember exactly what all happened. But I don't think there was any like drama involved. Like that one stream I did, the last open house I did. Like
Mm,
my plan was ending at an hour and a half, and then just went
right.
to 4.5 hours and went
Mm,
haywire.
you're
I
crazy.
guarantee you that if certain people didn't go in that stream wouldn't have ended up being 4.5 hours. Because again, it just kept the engagement going. It kept us fucking jaw jacking back and forth. Um, so I don't know if like that time. The only way I could probably keep it stream that going like that is if I just start talking shit and I'm like, I'm not like, not even if it was on my channel. I'm like, I'm not doing it because that's just cheap pop or cheap heat. Unless that's the premise of my channel. If my premise of my channel is just talking shit, then yeah, go ahead. But
Hmm.
if I'm like fucking, just doing whatever, it's like I got to keep something going to keep people invested.
Right. Yeah, and then when you get like one or two people that dislike each other on a stream, it gets a lot of people invested. And I try not to do that. Like I'll bring people in, and like back in the a little while back. Now it's just a couple people join, couple, and most of the people that join are people that are have been with where I'm at talking about preds and stuff like that. And like Giselle joins here and there. Zexio joins here and there when he's awake. I'm sure he's asleep right now because it's
Yeah,
almost
different
3
time
o'clock.
zones.
That's why I've been wanting to do one earlier so he could show up, but because I can't, I do it at this time. But I guess he watches it later on when he wakes up or something, and he'll uh, he'll say something behind the scenes. But
That's like if every stream whenever I'm at work or something, I'll try to at least listen to it during or afterwards, just like just so that way. Again, also it passes time at work. Cause I'm usually like the slowest part of my job is usually the first 2 hours,
hmm
and then once that gets done, work flies by. Although yesterday it felt like it would never end, but it wasn't too bad. It
yeah,
was a good
yeah,
mix where I get today off and then I go back in tomorrow,
yeah. I'm
and
constantly
then
watching random streams on my phone, and then watching some streams on my computer, and then graphing on my other computer. I'm always looking at random ass shit for some reason.
yeah, I just find whatever, like, either it's a podcast or something. I'll just find something random just to watch or listen to while I'm at work. Because I'm really not like, I can listen to music when I'm like on my way or whatever. But like if I'm at work, I usually try to listen to something that's more not like, even if it's chaotic, I like listening to something that's not gonna, because I don't know why it feels like that passes time more than music sometimes for
Hmm.
me. So the only times I
Hmm.
really listen to music are because if I was like fucking, if I had a speaker or something at fucking
Hmm.
work in my previous jobs, and I'm like cleaning or doing something, right? Or I play, or I'm way back when I was washing dishes and all that, like that type of shit. Like I'd be
Hmm.
more focused on that. I can listen to music there because it would get me more pumped. But like certain jobs, I'm just not really doing a whole lot. I kind of want something where it's not too fast paced, if you will.
Hmm.
Guess
Yeah,
this depends on
no,
the environment and all that. But
yeah,
yeah,
no,
it's yeah, I'm just like, for me, like outside of this, what do you call it? Yeah, I was gonna go on to Jay's stream. It was funny because my girl and I were watching a movie. Then she wanted some, so at that point I was like, okay. So, and then by the time, I think it was, what was it, when we got done, I went back because she passed afterwards. I went back and I
hmm
was checking. was checking out. I was like, "Oh, is he still live?" They're like, "Damn it, no, he's not." I was like, I'll go in if Sloppy's still going live because I know you're in there. I just didn't know if that's how I was like, yeah, I'll just go in there.
Yeah, no, we were talking a little bit. There's a couple of guys in there that are Leon's friends, right?
Yeah,
And I wasn't gonna say nothing, but I seen them talking behind the scenes about me, talking shit about me and stuff like that. So I went in there, and right when I got in there, I guess coincidentally their battery was running low, and he had to leave and shit like that. I'm like, oh, don't leave right now. You're tough. You're tough when you're talking behind the scenes, but
who
when
was it? Was it someone I know?
it's some guy named Winter King.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know him. No, he's cool, but yeah, that's why I try to tell people in this situation. I tell people I'm like, not saying that nobody has any. That these people have nothing, have something to hide, but I'm like, look what happened to Kyle. I'm like, don't get involved. Don't say shit. This is not your fight.
Hmm. No, I know. No, I would respect him more. Like if he would have said, "Oh yeah, I did say all those things," but it was the heat of the moment, shit like that. But
Yeah.
because they run away, they makes them look even more of a bitch. Because I know they talk shit about me, and then when I show up, they're all quiet. They're like, they're same thing. There's another guy, Blood Falcon, whatever his name is. I
I
forgot his
think
other
that's
name.
also Winter, or I think that's the
No,
same
no,
guy.
no. And the Blood Falcon was someone else.
Oh, okay.
Insane Gaming, I think, or he changed his name. Well, he has me blocked, and he was talking shit on the Discord server as Leon's Discord server. And when I show up, he's like, "Hey, what's up, Sloppy?" I'm like, "Motherfucker, you were talking so much shit on Leon's server, and you're trying to be all cool with me. Nah, fuck that. Like, I don't trust your ass. You're over here licking Leon's balls, and then when I show up on the stream, you're all like, "Hey, Sloppy, how's it going?" and this and that. You're like, "Shut up." You have me blocked. Only bitch,
Again, oh, go
bitch
ahead.
made people block me. Only, like, when you block me, it shows me that you're a bitch. You can't confront me. And they blocked me because Leon told them to block me, and that's more of a bitch made because you let another man tell you what to do. All
Well,
right,
yeah, and
back over.
it's like when I've been blocked. Like I rarely. There's only probably a few people I've ever blocked. Usually, I kind of use it like, well, if they block me first, I'm like, okay, tit for tat. I don't really like I like the stream last time where or not the last one. I think there was one beforehand. It's like
Hmm.
a week ago. That one person was getting all mad in the comments, and he keeps
Hmm.
bringing up that he blocked me, and I'm like, dude, I didn't care that you blocked. My only thing, like the thing that I always had an issue with was when I think it was on another stream where he was like saying that Mason was a bitch for blocking him, and I'm like thinking, okay, so by that logic, then wouldn't that make you a bitch for blocking me? Because if you're saying this about somebody else, but you did the exact same thing, wouldn't that make you a bitch? And he's like, I have my reason. I'm like, well, Mason had his reasons.
Hmm.
So again, like it was just what do you call it? That was like I think the only thing I really had an issue with is because you're like calling this guy this, and then yet the other thing is, but yet you're doing the same exact thing. It's hypocrisy.
Hmm.
Granted, have I been hypocritical on some of the actions I've done in the past where I call out? I feel yes. A lot of times, like nowadays, whenever I try to, usually if they try to use it, it's like something from a year or two ago, the where they can't really fucking say shit because they've
Hmm.
been, yeah, I said that 2 years ago. Have I said it now? No. I'm like, have I either apologized or repented for my past transgressions? Yeah.
Is
So it's
Mason
just,
the guy? Is Mason the guy that goes beep beep or ee ee or some shit like that?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like, but that's what I'm saying, and I'm referring to the person in the comments section on that stream that we were on, or that you also I was in, that was complaining about Mason blocking him and calling him a bitch for that because I'm like thinking, and 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 at that point it was just like, and then when I think when I blocked him, I blocked him for a few reasons. One, because he was talking shit about someone's not Mason, but the other person. When he was talking shit about someone's deceased mother, and someone could say, "Well, haven't you done that?" I'm like, yeah, but the difference between me and that person is I apologized and it was genuine.
Mm-hmm.
Second, and most importantly, that was the I guess the straw that broke the camel's back. The other reason was just because I was just like getting tired of like the tough guy persona. I'm like thinking, okay, dude, you keep thinking I'm behind these accounts, these AI accounts, or whatever the fuck. I'm like, you don't have anything. I've told you it's on me. Other people have told you it's on me. Let it go. And we're trying to fucking work together to find out who it was. Now at this point, I just don't give a fuck who it is. Tomorrow it could be revealed that it was fucking. Let me think of someone. Like
It was
tomorrow.
me. Mwah.
Well, I was gonna say no. This would be funnier. Tomorrow it would be revealed that it's Lennon's kitchen. Lennon was the mastermind behind all everything. He is the secret mastermind. If
So he's
tomorrow they say that I see that, or Lennon tells me that he did it, all I'll probably tell him is it was fucked up what you said or what you did, but bravo, because you kind of led to a few good things happening. Me blocking one person, me fucking making peace with another person I never thought I would. So you know what, bravo.
mm-hmm.
Fucked up,
Well,
but bravo.
yeah, that guy. The guy you're talking about making pieces. What, that Dark Horse guy?
Yeah,
Okay, he seems like I watch what's his name, the Rebellions, Dan's streams most of the time,
yeah.
and I see him there. He seems like he's like conversating about wrestling. I haven't seen him really mention anything negative, and most of the time I see him writing in Dan's channel, mainly on topic conversations when it comes to that wrestling stuff. Me, I don't know much about wrestling, so I'll just listen. But I do
Yeah.
watch him. I see Dark Horse, and then some other guys I guess had issues with each other. Was that Cabal guy?
Yeah, Cabal's cool.
Yeah, and he seems like he's a good guy. I guess like I said, I've never seen past stuff, but um, from what I see, maybe that's what the guys wanted. He wanted just to talk about wrestling, and I guess shit happened, and people started calling him different names that I don't like saying. But I've seen, like I said, I've seen a lot of videos between that guy Dark Horse, between ZTV, between Kevin, between Arthur, that Junta guy.
Oh
There's
yeah,
a
yeah.
lot of different videos where in my head I'm like, I'm watching a fucking soap opera. I'm watching people argue with each other, and then I see a year later they're back to being friends, and because the ones I'll be honest, the ones I've been watching not recently, but I've been watched for a while was the ZTV ones, because they were 3 hours long, so it makes my day go by quicker when I'm listening for a conversation for 3 hours. No commercial breaks, no nothing, and
Oh
it's
yeah, that's what I always say about what you call it. I think that's probably why he assumes I watched every video of his back when the whole Junko thing happened, because I was like, because I think I admitted I watched some of his stuff. I didn't like, but I said back then he was streaming almost every fucking day or every
Mhm,
other day. It just felt like something new was going on, and usually,
mhm,
like I think I told somebody about. I said that I think the stream where Junko admitted these things the first time, I didn't watch because it started off about Arthur, and at that point,
mhm,
I was cool with Arthur at the time, but at that point, it was kind of getting repetitive to me about the
mhm,
Arthur stuff, because it wasn't just that he's siding with me, it's just he's this, he's that, and I'm like, okay, this is getting repetitive. It's not
mhm.
interesting anymore. That's one of the
No.
reasons why I didn't really watch a lot of back when me and I'll say his name and he can get mad, brought him up, but like even back when I was cool with Kevin,
Mhm,
I didn't really watch a lot of his stuff because it had to pertain to Arthur. I don't know what he does now, so I don't keep up with him.
mhm,
But even when he did gaming streams, I never found him interesting. So it was just like, again, a million other people. Hell, people may not like my gaming streams, and that's completely fine.
mhm,
But my point is that I just didn't find it interesting. And gaming streams, I'm kind of like I'll come in. I'm more so like a person that'll come in and chat, and rather if someone has PlayStation, I'll join their if they have a party, if they're willing to have
Hmm.
a party and us talk on the stream while he's gaming or something. That's
Hmm.
that I'll do that.
Yeah. No, I watch a lot of you guys'. Sometimes I don't write anything because I'm working, so I put the eye emojis and then I'm just watching. I do that quite often. I just put my eye emojis and then I kind of like leave my phone or leave the desktop and start working on my stuff and then
Oh yeah,
just have my
and that's
headphones
the
on.
thing. Like even like whether like I like engagement. Like I prefer because sometimes, especially if I'm by myself, like if I'm doing a gaming stream, I'd rather have engagement because that way it keeps the flow of my
Right.
conversation going.
Yeah.
But like that was like when I made a comment where I told that person that he brings nothing of value. That's like really nobody wants you on streams, and I'm like thinking, and that person took that as well. He's not on the streams all the time, so let's hate. I'm like, no, you dumb fuck. It means that you're a spot filler. You just come in there and you don't really have nothing of note to say, unless it's pertaining to drama. Like Sloppy, you and I have had conversations on streams where we could just talk about random bullshit.
Yeah.
You know, so if anybody says, "Oh yeah, all you do is drama," I'm like, "No, you can actually conversate about random stuff and keep it going."
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
some people, like that's why I always say, some people are co-stars, some people are stars, some people are side characters, and some people are just there because they want some type of clout.
Mm. Yeah, yeah. I don't join places where I know I don't know shit about. That's why there's a lot of times when people are talking about video games or movies or stuff that I like. If you talk about sports, basketball, soccer, football, then I'll be able to talk about those stuff. But when someone's talking about like movies, you know the directors, you know the actors, you know what
Oh
movies these
yeah,
actors play there and these actors play there. To me, I'm just like, huh? I'm like a like a autistic kid we're talking to geniuses and shit, So,
that's like
so
my girl. Like she'll watch. She watches movies. She's not like me when it comes to movies. So like I'll tell her like she's big, like she loves the Lord of the Rings movies. So I'll tell her like, okay, did you know that this guy was originally supposed to be this guy, and then this guy was supposed to be that guy, and now we were talking the Matrix. I'm like, oh, did you know Will Smith was originally supposed to be Neo, but he turned it down because he wanted to do Wild Wild West, which bombed. I
yep.
said, funny enough, a lot of the actors that you hear that turn down famous roles are usually ones who take like these big bombs. Sean Connery did that with Lord of the Rings.
Hmm.
He was offered the role of Gandalf, but he didn't get it. So he turned it down. He did League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, which was the movie that basically retired him because after that movie, he never wanted to do movies again.
Sean Connery.
So it was just like, and he's like one of the very few who retired and stayed retired. Joe Pesci would have been one of them, but he did The Irishman, which is a fantastic film. But I think Joe Pesci always said that he kept getting bugged by Robert De Niro and Al Pacino about it. And
Hmm.
he literally told, I think it was Robert De Niro, he said, listen, if I do this movie for you, will you promise to leave me the fuck alone forever? And he's like, yes. And he's like, okay, I'll do it.
Hmm.
I'm listening. I'm listening. I'm like, yeah, that's a Joe Pesci explanation.
Yeah,
But
the one I just
yeah, it's
recently saw was Schindler's List.
oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, pretty sad slash
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. My girl and I were talking about that because I told her. I said, hey, said because she was shocked to find out Steven Spielberg did that movie because she's always thinking of Steven Spielberg as the guy who does like the nice movies, the
Hmm.
ETs and the Jurassic Parks and all that. You know, the more like age defining movies where you can basically take your kid to go see ET. Doesn't matter how old they are. You could take them to go see Jurassic Park. But like
E.T.
Schindler's List is not really a movie you take your kids to.
Yeah, hell no. You don't. You see Bush at the end and shit.
It's like I was talking to my girl. I told her I said we've always had discussions if we ever have kids, and I told her about like what because I've told her that I want to get our kid into excuse me like horror movies. But I told her I said I said I would try to keep it within reason. Like I'm not gonna like the picture on my fucking profile here. I would not show my 4-year-old kid fucking Terrifier. I would probably not be comfortable showing the kid like any of the Terrifiers at least until maybe 16, and that's like fucking if I think okay I know 100% that he or she would handle it.
Mm-hmm.
There's certain movies that I showed my daughter. I think she was like 4 at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I showed her Fright Night and Halloween 4. I could have probably gotten away with showing her the first Halloween movie because honestly, that wasn't as violent. Like Halloween 4 was pretty violent, but it wasn't as violent as like the later movies. Fright Night was a little more violent, and the only thing really with Fright Night was that there was like a topless scene.
Hey.
But as far as like anything else, there wasn't really anything to where, you know, because like I looked at from the point of view that oh, I watched it when I was how old was I? I watched Halloween 4, I think when I was ironically around 4, so around the same time, and then I watched I think it was Fright Night around the same age.
Mm-hmm.
And I always look at it this way. That turned out okay.
Did you ever watch Nickelodeon's Are You Scared of the Dark?
No, no, I never watched. I watched Goosebumps.
No,
Like
I got.
Goosebumps was my shit back in the day.
What's the name of the puppet? Was
Fuck, I can't remember.
yeah.
It was funny because I show my daughter that too, and it was so funny because she was acting like all scared, and then now I'm telling her, "Oh, we don't have to watch this anymore," and she's like, "I was just joking." I'm like, oh, "Okay, all right, we'll watch it."
Mm.
But she'd be like, "What?" Like holding her face, but like peeking one eye out and shit. And
I call Leon Tales from the Crypt. Did you ever watch that? Those
oh, Tales from the Crypt was the shit.
Yeah, well, he looks like that guy, so I call him Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah,
Fuck you, Leon.
It's like fucking who was it? It was like him and not Leon. Although Leon could have worked for the Hills Have Eyes too. Him, I always
Him and
said
Brian
there's.
Astor?
Well, yeah, I was gonna say because I named 2 people from a guy I know personally that I had issues with. I called him fucking Hills Have Eyes, and then Brian as well, and he looked like that even with the hair. Like actually, you know what? Leon and or Brian. Now this is Brian still had his hair.
Mm.
Both of them would have. I'm talking about his long hair.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them would have worked as that one mutated creature from fucking the remake. That because there was one from the remake that had kind of the same hairline as them.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I think we also called Brian Wrong Turn, which is funny because I always laugh at it. Even people who hate my guts will still call Brian Wrong Turn Hills Have Eyes, and I'm like, you motherfuckers realize I came up with that, right? I was the first motherfucker who called him Wrong Turn or Hills Have Eyes. I'm like, I guarantee some of you people, not all or not most, some of you people don't even know what those movies are.
Mm. Yeah, I
I'm
didn't
like,
know who Brian Astor was until I'm gonna say a couple times with Arthur. I was like, "Who the fuck is this hillbilly that you guys keep talking about that he showed his penis?"
I don't know if I may have told you the story, but I met him. I think it was the 2021, somewhere around that time. He popped into one of my streams, and he was a collector like me. So I was like, okay, cool. You know, I've been trying to find some more guys who collect movies.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I'm probably one of the very few, at least at that time. Nowadays, I've met more people who are collectors, but at the time, I didn't really know a lot of people. And so I was like, okay, cool, collector, you know, fucking balling. Let's just fucking talk about our movie collections, right? Then one day, I think I don't know if it was like a chill stream or if it was like an Outcast episode. I can't remember. But I had Double C TV on, and I used to watch him going months or years prior. So I felt like that was like, oh, I have a celebrity on here. You know, he had a big channel back in the day,
Mm-hmm.
yada yada yada. And I have him on there, and Brian's in there, and he freaks the fuck out. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I'm literally like thinking, what's like, why is fucking he losing his shit? Well, then Double Z tells me that that Brian would be stalking him for a good while at that point.
It's crazy.
So at that point, and then how he was acting, I was like, well, fuck you. I don't want nothing to do with you because you're acting like a fucking maniac. First, I thought you were cool. And then plus, it didn't help every 5 seconds, especially during my heel era, as I used to call it,
Hmm.
where he would be going back and forth. Like, Chayton, you're like a brother to me. And then 5 seconds later, I hate you. I'm gonna kill you, you know. But like at the beginning, like again, my whole thought was, finally, I've met someone who also collects movies. Cool. I think he mainly collect DVDs. I'm a Blu-ray guy mostly 4K Blu-ray, but I was like, you know what? Cool. I finally have someone that I could actually conversate with and maybe get some like give some advice to, or he could maybe give me, because again, I didn't know he was a fucking dumbass. But yeah, I was all like, and then to come to find out, he was a fucking lunatic, an entertaining lunatic, but a lunatic nonetheless. I was like, fuck, but yeah, that's literally the story how I met him. It was just random. It's sometimes
No.
how a lot of these things occur is out randomness, or
Yeah, yeah.
either randomness or usually the top three ways I've met people through here: randomness, mutual friends, or we all have a common enemy. I met a bunch of
Mm.
people during the period whenever the first time, at least when I was around, the first time everybody hated otaku. Around
Mm.
that time, everybody hated otaku. And I joined. I was like, "This guy looks like a fucking weirdo." All right, I'm sure he has some skeletons in his closet. And I joined the otaku bandwagon where we all like just talk shit about him. And that's how I met a bunch of people through that because of the fact that all that was going on. That's actually well, technically I did not meet Daniel through that. I met him through Lennon when Lennon was friends with him at the time. So that's but then I became familiar with wrestling otaku through Daniel, which is funny. 5 years
Yeah.
later, the more things change, the more they stay the same because 5 years later, he's still obsessed over otaku.
Yeah, he writes on his Facebook about how anything that Otaku writes on his community posts on his YouTube channel. Daniel over there talking shit is like, dude, you're the same. You and him were defending Lolicon. You both hit up on little kids. That's why you guys hate each other because you guys have like the same mindset, and people with the same mindset sometimes bump heads. Or why? What's going on with you, Daniel?
I'm like, who fucking like consistently who does that? I'll admit, like the person I've had issues with as of late, I fucking I got sent clips of stuff or clips of my own, and I posted on my fucking TikTok and all that. Um, just for shits and giggles. But like I did like three, and usually it was due to something, like something that was like, okay, you say this, all right. I'm not gonna post anything on David's channel, but I'll post it on my TikTok just to give people an idea. And that was it. Like most of the stuff I've been posting on TikTok as of late has been fucking just random stuff from concerts I've gone to.
Hmm.
You know, I try not to flood my TikTok or any of my social medias with just fucking, oh, here's this person. He's a bad person. I say my shit on either on somebody's channel or fucking David's of my own when I used to.
Hmm.
I try to keep my Facebook, Instagram stuff apart from fucking my YouTube stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Like me, people, a lot of people that dislike us, like me and Zexio and other people, they always say we're doing it for clout, right? I'm like, I have 300 subscribers. I'm not doing it for. If I wanted to do stuff for clout, I get more views doing my shorts on the stuff that I do for engineering. If you see my shorts for engineering, I get more views on that than any video, any short about predators, stuff like that. So if I really wanted clout, I could. Uh, hold on. Yeah, Soviet. That's not Zach Parrish. That's a different Zach D. He's a good guy. Yes.
Yeah, that is cool.
Yes, it's not the Zach Parrish that you're thinking. He's Zach D, not Zach P. There's so many
Well,
Zachs in this world.
I know, right? Well, and that's the other thing. Like, I post videos from like the concerts I go to or the events I'm at or whatever.
Hmm.
And like my last, not the short that came out today, but the last short that I did prior got
Hmm.
2,000 views, which
Hmm.
if you count all my open houses and probably all my gaming streams I've done on David's channel alone, probably wouldn't even be same like it wouldn't even it may be close, but it would
Hmm.
get nowhere near like uh right like neck and neck with that one short.
Yeah.
Like I've said, and this is just like I've had. I think in the last 2 months, I've had shorts reach anywhere between 15 to 20,000 combined with the shorts I
Hmm.
do. I even told David, I said literally that before I started working on your channel, you had no shorts that got past 700 views. And I
Hmm.
said since I've been working on it, I have had at least 5 to 6 videos either past 1,000 or past 2,000. I think I have two
Yeah.
so far that currently hit 2,000. And again, comparing that to anything else I do on that channel, like I'm not like again the people that watch like people who watch streams and watch shorts is kind of like two completely separate people.
Hmm.
You know, it's like the TikTok audience, if you will. Like it's
Yeah.
and so I can't even like say, oh well, why aren't y'all watching my fucking live streams? Right? If you're watching this video, why can't I get 2,000? I don't even care about that. I'm like thinking I understand the audience.
Hmm.
Like my girl, I've always said my girl spends the last probably 30 minutes to an hour before she goes to bed watching reels.
Hmm.
So, it's like those are the type of audience that, that are going to do that. They're not going to go and spend an hour or 2 hours watching a stream or watching a video.
Yep.
Like I
Yeah.
guarantee you, I do a House Files episode this Thursday, and this is going to be clips from the concert stuff. I guarantee you that's probably going to get under. I think the most viewed one I've gotten is 60. Probably, if
Hmm.
I'm lucky, it'll be close to that, and
Hmm.
that's okay. I'm not. I don't. It's if one person watches it and likes it, that's all that matters.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the bad part when it comes to these type of things. Everybody, for some reason, thinks we're doing this for clout. If we wanted to do this for clout, we'll be getting at the bigger, like big YouTubers that get caught doing these type of things. But we typically get the smaller YouTubers that have 30 subscribers, 20 subscribers, 50 subscribers, people that no one will bat an eye and look at them because they're small YouTube channels. That's what we do. We try to get the ones that no one's gonna really be like, oh, that guy's a pred, because if we really wanted to get views and get people to watch our video, we could have get the when that Mr. Beast friend got caught with doing all these predatory
Oh
stuff.
yeah,
We could have talked about that. We could have made videos about that. But then it defeats the purpose of us getting the people that no one really knows about. Everybody knows about those people.
yeah.
You want to get the ones that are smaller, that they could get away because they're flying low on their YouTube radar, stuff like that. And if we wanted clout, we would have gone on the big YouTubers, talk about EDP, talk about all these other motherfuckers. But
It's
we don't.
it's like everybody who has ever had. Whenever I've gone after people, when anybody ever says that, like I do it for clout, most of the people that I've gone after have been 300, 200, 100, 400, maybe even 600 subscribers. But if I look at my channel, I'll just use my channel as an example, not even David's, but I'll use that in a minute. But my channel,
Mhm.
I had 1,000. I've had like I kind of, even though I still get new subscribers on my main channel, and I have not produced any content almost a year.
Mhm.
I'll make posts, but like I still get subscribers, and that's apparently a dead channel. It is dead, but I'm just
Mhm.
like, and it's dead because I killed it. But it's just the
Mhm.
fact that you know, if anything, they should be thanking me for giving them clout, because if I'm like by that logic, me making a video on them, whether it's drama or not, gives them attention. These lower like the only person anybody could say that I was cloud chasing, that I'm not going to say I was cloud chasing, but like theoretically. The only people that they could say is whenever I talked about Otaku back when he had 1,000 subscribers,
Mm-hmm.
or fucking Sean's View Entertainment. I made 1 or 2 videos of him back in like 2018. That I'll admit that was just clout. I like that was with me just trying to different things to try to maybe get more attention without looking like a complete jackass. And so, you know, it was just like those are like if that was the argument, like most of the channels I've ever gone after, maybe they get decent views, but they don't have a lot of subscribers. Even the guy who buys subs, I can't like even if he comes and tries to say I'm cloud chasing, that's still gonna be not relevant because if you count my channel, I know for a fact I still like if I went live tomorrow, I have more viewers and those subscribers are authentic.
Mm-hmm.
And if I go live and then David's channel literally is fucking 17, I think 1600, I think 16 or 1700. My point is that if ever like hell, when I did that video where I was reacting to Otaku's women are trash video,
Mm-hmm.
I was generally was I talking a little shit in that video? Yeah, I was giving my criticism over the whole thing, but I openly said, he wants to get to 10,000 subscribers. I wonder if he's still going to leave YouTube by I think May. I think is when the deadline is.
Is it?
But he what was it? What was it? Oh yeah, like I did that video and I said, hey, you know what? Not only am I doing this out for reactionary purposes, for something for people to talk about, I'm doing it to help him out, give him some new subs. Help him try to get to that 10,000 goal. He's still not going to get it, but hey, at least I'm trying to give a little push. But
Mm-hmm.
like even Otaku now is like if someone says I'm trying to clout chase him, I'm like no, you have less subscribers than even my main channel. I'm like, and also you can say, well, I had 1,000 subscribers. Well, yes, so did I. You don't have a chance. You don't have it anymore, so that doesn't count.
Yeah,
And
everybody's whoever has more subscribers, they're like, you're using me for subscribers. Like, not really.
huh?
I don't like me. I don't advertise my stuff. Like, I don't. I could be if I really wanted people to watch my stuff, I could easily go on everybody's server that I'm in and post my stream. But I have never shared my stream on any server that I'm at because I'm not that type of person. If you come and watch it, if you have the notification on, then that's how I know that you really watch my shit. I don't share my stuff to anybody or anyone. If you share it with someone, then I appreciate that. But if I don't share my streams on any channel for self promotion.
Yeah, I do like the one thing I've talked to David about this. Until I've said that there's nothing wrong with self promotion, but there's the kind of an issue with over self promotion. And he knows I've talked about some publicly
Mhm.
too. But with me, I share it usually in my servers, but
Mhm.
like I try not to share anything drama if I'm doing something drama related, unless maybe a lot of people know about the situation. Then I'd be like, yeah, sure, here you go, here's the link. But
Mhm.
like my shorts, I don't post like I never promote none of my shorts. Like that's literally how I know those views are completely 100, or like that they're that how or why I'm more impressed with that because I don't share those worth of shit. I don't share them on
Mhm.
social media. I don't share them on Discord. And so it's nice to see those get decent views when there's no promotion.
Mhm. Yeah, like me, I can
And
make a channel. I can make a channel of doing all the engineering stuff, all the procedures we do for engineering to do our quality control, and I'm sure I could get way more subscribers there than what I'm doing here right now. That's why when
same, I
people
could
say,
I could make a direct channel just posting concert clips and or just random stuff from events, and that will get tons of views. That's been proven on 2 different channels because I
hmm
got I've gotten videos, even videos I post on my TikTok that I decided to share on there. I got a decent amount. It
hmm
just like I said, it just but again, it's to me. I always think it's like more impressive due to the fact that I don't really share it. That it
Mhm.
just randomly pops up. Like I don't like I schedule it, but it's not like set for premiere because you can't really premiere shorts. And plus, I always think of it this way: I'm not going to share a 15-second clip. If I'm going to share a 15-second clip, I'm just going to post the video in group chats. Like,
Mhm.
hey, look at this cool thing. You
Yeah.
know, I to me that's more like that's less irritating. Like, because I'm like, oh, I got click a link and then go on to YouTube and then watch just a 15-second clip. You
Yeah.
know,
I'm gonna
just
start. I'm gonna
but
start going. What's up, guys? On today's video, we're gonna. It's like all those YouTubers and shit.
I know I
It's
tried.
dumb.
I like if ever I do any of those types of things, I usually just poke fun at it because this is like I think I did that with my girl. I think it was our New Year's vlog that we did. I was
Mhm.
like, yo, what to do?
Like,
I
share, and
know.
subscribe to my. Turn on the notifications and like I get what they're doing. Is they're marketing themselves. Like me, I don't market myself. I don't. I'm just if you see it, I appreciate you. If you don't see it, it's okay. If you didn't watch it during the stream and you watch it later on, then it's cool. Because from what I see, I get double the amount of people watching it after the stream, and I get it because of the time. A lot of people are like asleep or doing their own thing, and they watch it after, and that's why when I check like the next day, when I end this stream right now or whenever I end it, it'll say 100 views or something. But in 2 or 3 days, it's at 200 and something. And I'm like, okay, more people watched it after
That's what
the
happened to
fact.
one of my Call of Duty streams. I literally did a stream and it went from 30 something views, and then a week later it went to 100. And I was
Mm-hmm.
kind of like, well, that's something I usually don't see that often. Like in
Yeah.
terms of like those, because my gaming streams don't really do a whole lot. But and again, it's just like the gaming streams are probably the ones I enjoy the most because I don't really, even though like people do like to hear talking, but I don't really have to talk the entire stream because I can just fucking just game and just maybe hear
Mm-hmm.
me say fuck or shit or something.
Mm-hmm.
But like that's really it in regards to I don't have to be keeping a conversation because some people just like watching the gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
It just
Yeah.
depends
Well.
on I guess the like I plan on doing a game stream this week, but it's gonna be wrestling related because there's gonna be the new WWE games releasing.
Mm-hmm.
And so that like oh well, I gotta clarify if anybody ever sees it. Oh shit, WWE! I thought it was coming out next week. It technically is coming out next week, but you buy the more expensive version, you get to play it 7 days early, along with rest of the other perks.
Oh, rich
So
man.
it
Mhm.
was 100. It was like how much was it? I think it was like 140 after tax. Because I usually get the because it comes with like everything, basically everything that you need for the whole life cycle of the game, which is usually a year. So you get
Mhm.
like the DLC and all the other little stuff with it. And so I think the last few years you only get to play it 3 days early, but
Mhm.
this time they basically lifted that to make you're able to play a whole week early. So I was like,
Yeah.
okay, good, more bang for my buck.
Mm.
So like, but yeah, that's gonna be for. So if anybody has like I think the Dead Man or Bloodline edition, those are the ones that are going to be able to play it early. And luckily, I'm not doing anything besides hosting David's hangout stream at the end of his interview segments, just so I can. And I was like, oh, I'll let my girl have the TV for a little bit because I told her I said Papa's taking the TV that night because
Mhm.
I know you work and I know we usually say you get TV when we're done working when you come home from work, but Papa gonna be playing that game.
Yeah, I can't play games anymore. I get too how do you say invested in them, and I like playing long games like Final Fantasy.
See,
So
I
if
never got into Final Fantasy. I played like 10, but that was about it.
you play
Um,
like you're playing and then 2 hours pass, 3 hours pass, and then you look at the time and it's 6 hours already. You're like, what the hell? All
that's
right.
one of the reasons. Like my girl always questions, like, saying, "Yeah, all these games, you never play any of them." I'm like, because of the fact that some of these games take a long fucking time and a lot of investment. And yes, I like playing them, but sometimes I just want something quick. That's why one
Mm,
reason why I go to wrestling or go to Call of Duty because I can get a few matches done in an hour and just be done. You know, I
Yeah.
can play a little bit of the campaign or play zombies and whatnot, and I'll be done. Or if I'm playing GTA, just go on a fucking massive shooting spree or just drive around. You know, I could just do multiple different things. It's one of the things I like about open worlds is because that way I don't just have to play the story. I could just bullshit
This is side
for
quests.
yeah, or just create chaos. Again, there are days where I just go like put on GTA and just start fucking blowing up shit, jacking cars, and driving them off cliffs like Thelma and Louise style. Just for just
Hmm.
yeah, just those certain things. That just and then if I see something, I'm like, oh, that was a cool fucking explosion, or that was a cool fucking thing. Let me cook that.
Mm.
Just random shit. I like doing those more, or even Call of Duty. Like some days I completely suck, and then other days I fucking go on a fucking 10 kill streak where I just kill everybody, everything that moves,
Yeah.
and
Do
just
you ever play GTA the role playing? Was it the M something where you role play your character and you could role play with people in
GTA Online.
yeah, there you go. That
Yeah, I played. I go on and off with it. It just some I just like. I wish there was a way where I could just roam around with my character and not have to worry about getting my car blown up. Because there have been times where I'm like just driving around, not even bothering anybody. I'm just fucking driving. Maybe that's my payback for all the times I started just going on massive killing sprees in the game. I don't
mm,
know, but
you
like
don't
I'll be
role
sitting
play.
there.
You
Oh,
don't
like
role play as a character.
I'll create a character, but I really don't do too much. Like I'll play some of the missions, but that's really it. It's like with my wrestling games. I play one. There's this mode called Universe Mode, basically where you can basically set up the your game to basically however you like. You can put shows on there. You can
Hmm.
set up pay per views, set up rivalries. And what I like about that is I'll play for a few hours, and then when I go into work, I'll be sitting there thinking like, okay, where's this story going? All right, where like I'll be like, okay, so my character, he's going to be feuding with the Undertaker at WrestleMania. Okay, all right, so that's going to be playing. That's the plan right now. All right, and here's the setup, here's the build, whatnot, and then I'll
Hmm.
be like, okay, so what's going to happen with the world champion? What's going to happen with the WWE champion? It's going to be one of the main attraction shows, like the ones that are like the dream matches. And I'll just fucking do that because that's another thing I do usually to pass time at work. I'll just plan ahead of what I'm going to do. Basically, kind of like plan ahead what I'm going to do once I get home, but just kind of something
Hmm.
just to build, kind of keeps my brain going. Kind of just because again, I've always said I always try to be a storyteller with a lot of things. So I like to just plan ahead. Like with Call of Duty, it's kind of not like I'll be sitting there like thinking for a few minutes, be like, okay, so what daily challenges do I have left to complete? Okay, I got to kill 250 zombies and then blah blah. So I'll just but I'm like, okay, that's about it. But like with that, I'll spend time in my head just like kind of thinking about, okay, this is what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. Just things that I guess to keep them because sometimes I'm just standing there for a good 2 hours almost without any real stuff going on.
Hmm.
So I need stuff to kind of keep my mind busy, and those are the type of things. And then like even more, I'll go into like even though I can't really do like certain stories in
Hmm.
the wrestling games, I'll just picture the story in my head of where it will lead because you can't really do that part. You can't like say, oh yeah, I kidnapped your wife, so yeah, just to show you that you're human. You call yourself a dead man, Undertaker. Well, I just kidnapped your wife. Come get me, make me famous, or something like that.
You can do that.
Huh?
You can do that in the game.
Not in the game, unfortunately.
Wow.
These are the things I kind of think for story progression, just to kind of give me motive for why I wish there used to be a mode in the game called Story Creator where you could fucking kind of kind of make stories like that, but it was more so you type it in, it would be like text on the thing where you're cutting a
Hmm.
promo or something. They have not brought that back. That was like a mode that they had like 10 years ago, and I kind of
Yeah.
wish they integrated. 1 second.
1 second. What's up, Zexio? What's up, Nick and Fonte?
Hey, cat. Hey,
What are you
cats.
doing?
Don't be fighting.
Huh?
Your mom's gonna be upset that you fight. Get away.
Cool.
Shoot,
Oh,
shoot.
you're talking about your dogs. Oh, I was like, what the
No,
fuck?
no,
What are
no.
you
The
talking about?
two outside cats. My girl like calls them her kitty friends, and they were about to get into a fight. So I was like, okay, break
They
it up,
don't
you two.
fight. Record that shit. Cat fights.
No, my
It's
girl's
like,
good. My girl. We found some last Monday. We found some dogs out here. Someone
oh
left
yeah,
them.
you
Left them. I would have loved to taken them in, but my apartment, like I got like it was a miracle that my little Chihuahua and her pit bull got along very
did.
well, and
Mhm.
plus one of them had fleas, and I'm like, yeah, I can't do all that. But she spent
Just
a whole
cook 'em.
hour out here. She spent a whole hour out here with them, and I'm like, I felt so bad, but I said she did give me some funny faces when she was trying to give me. I kept telling her smile. She was giving me like this sad look on.
Yeah, that's food for a week right there. You could have cooked them up and everything. I'm telling you, like last time, you should have just brought them in, put them in a little bowl, and heat up the water, and you would have had some nice delicacies, some food, some dog soup or something. You
She
know.
killed me before the cops even came. It came to get me.
All right. No, no eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. They're eating the dogs. You know.
Oh yeah, damn!
All right,
No,
Zexio, peace out.
that should have been my fucking response to her about that. But they're eating cats. They're eating dogs. They're eating each other. It's horrible. But yeah, it's
Zexio,
just
I'll
like
talk to you, Zexio, later on. My bad.
oh, and
Yeah,
so yeah, and hello's Nick and hello Zexio. I know he just left, but yeah,
yeah,
but
he's
yeah, it's but
sleeping
yeah,
right now.
no, they that was like a funny thing. But I'm like sitting out here because again, I didn't want to leave her by herself out here.
Hmm.
Sometimes I'm like, it was funny
Yeah.
though, but yeah, it's like,
I asked ATB what he thought about Zelensky. What do you think? I'll get a little political.
yeah.
Since we were talking about the eating the cats and eating the dogs, what did you think about the whole conversation between Trump, JD, and Zelensky?
Well, like I've always like I said this back when Biden was in office. I said about when he was trying to help them. I honestly at that point was like, let them fucking fight. Like this is how we got into World War II. I said just let them fucking fight. Whoever stands the victor, then fine. But fuck it. Um, honestly, I didn't. I like and like they were like Trump was very, or I'll say it like this, a little aggressive with him. No, he was very aggressive with him at times.
Yeah.
I thought the casual line, and again, like this comes from a Trump guy. I thought the casual comment, while funny, was fucking stupid. I'm like thinking I've seen like I don't like when Trump had Kanye in his office many years ago. Kanye didn't really look. He dressed casual. He looked
Hmm.
like a fucking moron with the. He was like decked out in all the Trump gear. He was like the biggest Trump ass kisser in the
Oh
world.
yeah.
I'm like Trump. Kanye was dressed casually, and he was a fucking lunatic.
Hmm.
Um, I like regarding like again regarding that. It's like, but like he like Trump was talking over him and all that stuff, and yeah, that was disrespectful. Although again, I do agree with the fact that this whole situation that we need to stay out of because what if like we get involved and Russia tries to go after us and another person goes create World War III.
Hmm. But
There's some
also,
fun.
don't
Go ahead.
they were talking about I guess signing to get the minerals, right? You know what kind of minerals they are, right?
No, that I don't.
The minerals are most likely what Tesla needs
Oh, for like
to
their
build the
cars and
cars.
their tech and
Yeah.
stuff.
So if Russia invades Ukraine and takes over, then they have, I guess, those minerals. So it's a lose lose situation for United States because if they don't sign this minerals, I guess, deal, if they sign it, then they have to say, okay, if Russia invades, then we got to help you out. And if they don't sign it and Russia takes over Ukraine, then Russia has those minerals for themselves because they are, I guess you could say, annexing Ukraine to the Russian, I guess, country. So now
Yeah.
those minerals are property of Russia, and if United States needs those for building stuff, then they lost all those minerals to Russia. So it's a tough situation. That's why diplomacy sometimes is people want to do this. Oh, they should be fend for themselves. They should not worry about another country. But United States always helps a country out mainly because they're expecting something from them
Yeah,
back.
if it's beneficial to what they need.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
So
kind of look at it this way: like which one of the because yeah, it is a lose lose situation regardless of which one, but which one is more costly? I guess you would say, like on one hand, you could be like, okay, it's going to cost maybe more money in regards to lack of minerals, but on the other hand, cost of life. If let's say we get hypothetically speaking another 9/11 or another Pearl Harbor or some shit like
mhm,
that. It's just like to me, I value life over money. However, again, like I'm not going to go and steal money from a homeless person. I'm just not going to give them fucking money. Um, I usually always say homelessness is a choice because
mhm,
I've always been after learning a few friends of mine who were managers or whatever, and they didn't have diplomas, they didn't have high school or they didn't have college educations. That kind of reset my opinion on it. I don't know if they may have eventually gotten their GEDs or diplomas or whatnot. I'm not saying they don't have it for right and forever, but it just kind of reset my mindset regarding all that. And so, but it is just the idea of what is the worst scenario? Um, what is the worst scenario of the two? I just I feel like one will cost money and one will cost lives. So then it's just like which one is more important to, I guess, the USA, which again, unfortunately, we're a very money heavy country.
yep.
So I could see that being a reason why they would do it.
Yeah, well, yeah, the Ukraine needs freedom right now in America's eyes, and then to get money back is the minerals. Same thing
Yeah.
with Iran and on all that. Like they have
It's just
oil
like
over there.
the video game industry. Like back at its apex, it felt more like a yes, games were wanting to make money too. I'm not going to say that they were not always wanting to make money, but back then it just felt like it was more like when like growing up in the 2000s, like late 90s, early 2000s,
See,
it felt like events. Like when Halo was coming out, like the newest Halo game, you saw a line outside GameStop at fucking 11 p.m. at night,
hmm
and and a lot of things had to do with that dying out, digital, and all sorts of stuff. But like back then, it felt like these people, people who are making the games, were for gamers, and money was kind of the secondary thing. Not that was what or was like that. It was just that it felt like that. And nowadays, in a lot of cases, that's where, with games being more expensive and these new systems, it feels like it's a more money first, gamers last. Because that's why I always say a lot of game. Like I'm very hesitant buying a lot of games nowadays. Like the WWE games, like they've been pretty consistent with me with their
hmm
quality. I have issues with it like any other game. No game's perfect, but you like I have a good. There's been a good track record with them, so I will pre buy them day one. But like when the Silent Hill 2 game remake came out, I was hesitant because the game developer wasn't really very well known, and the company that owns Silent Hill really has not given a fuck about games for years. So I was like, I that was a game I waited till like the end of the month after it's released to pick it up because I just didn't see track records to where I could see okay. But like even then, you have games nowadays that come out and they're broken messes. Like it takes them months to even repair it. Some games even years. Star
Mm.
Wars Battlefront 2 was a good example where it took probably 4 years for that game to be from where it was hated to where it's beloved now. And I'm talking about the one from 2017 for anybody because they were like, oh, there. You mean the one from '05? No, no, there was one from 2017. Um,
Mm.
but and one of the things that really pissed people off was loot boxes. That was when loot boxes were becoming a thing at the
The
time.
what?
Loot boxes, basically, you paid money to get some cosmetics.
Oh, okay.
That's
I
one
don't
thing
know
I
much.
will say. I will give Activision with Call of Duty credit on. A lot of times now with these Call of Duty games, used to be back in the day, you have to buy the game and you have to buy a season pass to get the maps and all that stuff. They will give you the maps free of charge. The only thing they really charge you for is cosmetics and like the battle passes, which are like just new weapons and all that. And I do that because if I like the game, I have no issue. If I like the game, I'm gonna support it as much as I can. I'll put 10 here. Like there are certain things like they release Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle characters in the game where you can play as all the turtles.
Hmm.
And that was like they were charging $20 a piece for each fucking turtle, just a costume. I'm like, no, thank you. I'm not even like the biggest turtle fan, but like they had this turtle event which I just beat, where if you pay $10, you can unlock some new weapons and unlock master splinters of character. I was like, you know what? I'll do that because I get free weapons. I get master splinter. I'll do that. Even Squid Games, they did that for Squid Games. The only one I would like to do, but I just have to have extra money to burn. They released the Terminator set, which is like $30, but it's like if you get that, you get the T800 and you get the T800 Arnold edition. So it's like actually Arnold, the
Hmm.
likeness that I like. If it's something I like and it's not priced too much, I'll pick it up.
Hmm.
But a lot of times nowadays, it's it just feels like every company does gives more shit about the money, and then it takes them so many goddamn years for them to fix things. And it's just like that's one of the reasons why, like I've told my girl, I said, there's really only one other game I'm looking forward to this year, and that's Grand Theft Auto 6. Everything else that comes out this year, Assassin's Creed Shadows, I don't give a fuck about. Um, and some other games are coming out. Metal Gear Solid 3, I'm kind of interested in picking up the remake of that, but other than that, it's just like unless tomorrow they announce Resident Evil 9 coming in May, I'm like, okay, here's my money.
Yeah, I
It
don't.
just
I the only play the ZTV's been asking me to play Sonic, but I told them that me and Sonic, because of all the stuff that I seen here on the YouTube world with Sonic characters being preds, is like I can't play that game because there's so many preds liking Sonic and shit.
I get that's kind of how I am with any new anime. Like I'll watch my Dragon Ball Z, but that's really it. Oh,
Yeah, no.
like although my girl and I did finally watch Sonic the Hedgehog 3, the movie, which was actually really good.
Hmm.
She loves Shadow, so she was excited to see Shadow on the big screen. Um, but other than that, like it's I have a few Sonic games, but they've never been games I go. It's like Zelda. I'm referring to the Legend of Zelda. I like some of the Zelda games, but it's like I just never found the appeal of them. They just weren't
Hmm.
my cup of tea. Like,
I like Zelda and all that, but I haven't. Like I said, if I play a game, I get so invested and I lose so much time. And nowadays,
yeah,
and in my late, mid late 30s, I cherish more of my time now than when I was in my teens and 20s. So when my teens and 20s, I didn't care about time, but now I'm in my 30s. Time is a little bit more precious, and you decide what time you can spend on certain things. And for me, I guess family is one of the biggest time consuming things. That's why I travel a lot. Like this weekend, I was in San Diego, and I
Yeah,
was,
I saw your post. I was like, he said he wasn't going. I don't think he's in Vegas yet. I remember he said something about Vegas, but I don't think he's that's definitely not Vegas.
no, that's in 2 weeks. And on the 15th, I'll be in Vegas. I travel a lot. Maine, I go to Mexico, I go to SoCal, I go to NorCal, I go to Colorado, I go a lot of different places because uh, I I got so when I was in my teens and 20s, I was in school and work. So now in my 30s, that I'm like, I guess you could say financially free. Like I'm able to pay for stuff without thinking, oh man, am I gonna be able to afford my mortgage next month or something like that? I'm less stressed out when I go out places because I'm able to spend money on traveling more than because I used to spend a lot of money on games and stuff like that, but now I spend it on traveling, and uh, I think you feel way better going out to a place that you've never been and enjoying that instead of like going staying inside a lot. I
Yeah,
hated being
that's
inside.
something my girl and I've been trying to do more of. We've either tried to do that or go to more concerts because I didn't really go to a lot of concerts when I was younger. It wasn't really until 2019 I started going, and like for years I went to a few wrestling events, a few concerts. There was like a long stretch that I didn't go to anything. But I think it was in 2019. Like basically 2019, and once everything started opening back up, and after the pandemic, I just kept going to different places. My girl and I are like, we're gonna keep an eye out for WrestleMania because next year they're gonna be in New Orleans, and
Hmm.
we're like, okay, well that may be a little more cost efficient because again, I'm not spending 2 grand, 3 grand, 4 grand on tickets, and not including my fucking hotel flight or anything like that. I'm sorry, I'm not a fucking idiot. Like I'll go and fucking like if there were like 2 4 grand for like floor near front row,
Hmm.
yeah, I'll do that. But if it's like 2 4 grand for like upper section, no, thank you.
Hmm.
I'm perfectly happy with being at the nosebleeds because no matter what where I'm at, I can still say I was at WrestleMania,
Hmm.
you know, and it gives me an excuse to finally go to New Orleans because that's been on my destination place. Like I would like to go to Vegas, but it's not never been my top three that I've always wanted to go. I've always wanted to go to New Orleans, Seattle, and New York. Because technically,
Okay.
I've been in Los Angeles, but I was like fucking four. So
No.
yeah, I want to
Yeah.
go back, but
LA is
it's
a shithole. Don't go to LA.
I just want to go because of Hollywood. More so, I want to go to places that have like fucking stuff from movies. Like I would love to go to Chicago
Hmm.
because that's where they shot like The Dark Knight. That's where they shot Candyman. That's also where they shot Child's Play.
Hmm.
Um, I would want to go to like the houses. I've never been. My girl has, which I'm kind of jealous about. But I've never been to like the houses for Texas Chainsaw Massacre yet, which is ironic because I live here, live in Texas at least. Um, but it's just like we're planning on doing some stuff throughout this year. Like it's why last year when Mason and Dragon came down, we had a fucking blast going to the beach and doing stuff we like I hadn't done in years.
Hmm.
Um, and it's just the like it's just like I'm trying to do that more in my 30s where I'm going out more and I'm doing more stuff than just because like a lot of times when like even like you talked about like how like about even when I buy games nowadays like it's probably one out of probably let's say I buy 5 games a month, which is
Hmm.
not usually the case, but let's just
God damn.
hypothetically if I buy
Yeah.
5 games a piece, I guarantee you one game is going to be at full price. The other games are going to be like 50 to 70% off.
Hmm.
Like I think I bought what was that? I bought what was the games I bought when I got paid last week? I bought I think 5 games, 5 games altogether for like $50. And they were all like, I think the most expensive game was $20 and was on sale like basically almost like I think it was like 70% off. And you know, like the WWE game is probably the first game in a while that I bought like at full price. It's even with my movie collection. Like anybody, I've not had people come at me for like the collection of my movies, but a lot of them, even if they did come at me about that, a lot of them don't know that I would say 80 to 85% of my collection is either was on sale through Amazon or wherever I went, or it was used at like a exchange store. I'm usually not someone who like the most expensive movie I've ever bought was like $70, and that was just because it was like a very rare movie.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, but outside of that, like, and that's a single movie because most of the movies any movies I spend a lot of money on are like compilations. Like I got the Friday 13th box set, but I don't count that because my mom got that for me for a birthday gift a few years ago. But like even with my games, I don't spend like why go and spend $100 on fucking Silent Hill 4? Then I could just get an emulator on my girl's laptop and play it through there. I could do it with a lot of other games, but you know, I like supporting the games, you know, and all that when it's deserving. It's like I think there was a game that came out last year, Suicide Squad Killed the Justice League, which is considered one of the worst games of last year. It's not a horrible game, but it's not good either. But like every time it was on sale, it was brand spanking new game, $70 game, and within like 6 months, it was already on sale for like $15.
Yeah.
And I even said, and I did a trial for it, so I played it for 2 hours, and I was like, okay, it's okay, but it's not $70 worth. But even when I saw it was on sale for $15, I was like, that's still $10 too high. So at the end of last year, they offered it for free if you're subscribed to PlayStation Plus. So I was like, you know what? Okay, I'll pick up now because it's free.
Got me at free.
Yeah.
I used to play a lot more Super Nintendo, like Earthbound. Did you ever play Earthbound?
No, but I didn't really hear about that game until I heard it was very collectible now.
Yeah, sheesh. If I would have known, I would have kept my Earthbound game. But
yeah, I regret a lot of the games that because I'll be honest, when I was a kid, I didn't take good care of my shit.
Mm-hmm.
And if I still had half of the games I that I bought when I was a kid, and they were in pretty good condition, I probably could have made a few grand off of them. Mm. It's just crazy how like am I gonna buy fucking I think Marvel vs. Capcom 2? I don't know if it still is, but it used to be a few hundred for the PS2 or Xbox. I'm like, luckily they have the collection now on PS4. But I was like, I'm gonna spend this money on this game? No. Like, you know, it has to be something where it has a lot of value to me. Like if it was like a wrestling game when I was a kid and I loved that game to death. And if it was like $100, I'm like, but also I look at it this way. Is the other reason why I don't spend too much on games nowadays, except for like the WWE games. Like, because like I said, my girl will always say this, and I'm like, I'll spend the $130 on this game because I know I'm gonna put a lot of time on this game. Anytime I don't have to worry, like if I'm at home, my girl's asleep or she's at work and I'm not doing anything, I'm gonna put hours into that game. But I'm not gonna go and buy a $70 game that I'm probably just gonna put a few hours in and may not touch for 6 months.
Yeah,
that's usually just how it is. That's like one of the like even now because I work. My girl lives with me, so I can't just fucking, you know. I try to make sure she has she's being taken care of, you know, and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like even back when I was single, I had time, but I still didn't have a lot of time compared to like back in the day. Like I remember when the pandemic happened, I just watched Dragon Ball Super so I can finally catch up on it. I spent most of my time catching up on old shows, And
Hmm.
then there were times where where I'm like, okay, I'm going to finally watch this show. I've been wanting to watch for years. I'm going to watch a whole series, maybe Game of Thrones or something. And then I'm about to watch it, and then I see The Sopranos, and I'm like, ooh, and I just watch
Soprano.
that. And I've already seen Sopranos probably, I don't know, 20 times, and I'll just binge the whole
Yeesh.
season.
Yeah,
It's, it's,
the one I seen is the Vikings one.
oh, that one's good.
The Valhalla, the one with the Ragnarok, or what's his name? I forgot his name, but he it's like 5 or 6 seasons. It comes with King Edward and his other guy, and then he's like the commander of the English to unite England and stuff like that. The Nordic people
I
or
know
the Swedish.
Vikings. That was the name of that show, but I don't know
Yeah,
if
it was.
that's the show.
Let me
Because
see. What's his
Vikings was
name?
a good show.
Let me see.
Like really,
No,
like I think right now there's only a few TV shows I'm actually excited to watch. Like the new Daredevil season's coming out tomorrow, which I'm very excited to watch when I get home. The Last of Us season 2 is coming out next month. This other show called You, it's having its final season. I'm in love with that show. It's a show about basically a guy who he wants love, but he doesn't like. He's a basically a killer and a
hmm
stalker.
hmm
He likes to lock people up in little boxes, like little like glass, basically prisons.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember. The guy's like, and then the girlfriend helps him at the end or something like that, or
Yeah, I think it was season 2. Yeah, season 2 and 3. Yeah, yeah.
okay, yeah. The one I'm talking about is called The Last Kingdom.
Oh, okay. I don't think I ever saw that one.
And that's
I've
pretty
heard
good.
of it.
Yeah, The Last Kingdom is pretty good. It's
Yeah,
sad,
so
made me
like,
cry.
yeah, I'm trying to think. Yeah, because those are literally like after that. Because there was another show I liked watching called What We Do in the Shadows, which is like a mockumentary about vampires, more of a
Hmm
comedy. I very much enjoyed that one, but that just ended last year. And then like it's very like the only other show I really watch nowadays like The Boys, which is super like basically
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. It's
You don't watch The Walking Dead?
I had a love hate relationship with that show. Every time I
What?
felt like I got hooked back in, they fucking did something that made me stop watching.
Hmm
Like I think after the first season that Negan came on, I stopped watching because I loved Negan, but then what they were doing with that, and then the other stories, I just stopped caring.
hmm And a lot of
It's like
people left and stuff like that. Like Michonne left, and then the main guy, what's his name? What's his
okay,
name?
not Norman Reedus, even though a lot of people
Uh,
probably would consider him the main guy.
yeah, I forgot his name.
I
Rick.
forgot his name too.
Rick.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And then Carl died. I'm like, how the hell are you gonna kill the main ones in the middle of the season? Uh, After that, I'm like, whatever. I don't even
Yeah,
watch.
that's how I feel about Dexter. There was another show about Sacred that was Dexter. Like after the Trinity Killer, that's when they lost me. And then they rebooted. They continued to show on many years later,
Hmm
and they fucked up the ending again. And then they're doing another show, which I won't say why it doesn't make any sense, but uh, it doesn't make any sense. And I'm like, I wonder if they fuck up the ending for this season. If this will be the first show in history to get the ending fucked up 3 separate times.
Yeah, I
I've
don't
seen
watch.
like
Go ahead.
now my all time favorite show. I love The Sopranos. My all time favorite show was always Sons of Anarchy. Um,
Mm,
that was like the one of the last things my dad and I really got to connect with because he knew about the biker gang lifestyle, the motorcycle club lifestyle. So he would be he'd be like telling me stuff about like, oh, this is legit, this ain't, this is like a good portrayal of like what goes on, this ain't, this is a more over dramatic version, blah blah.
hmm
So it was something because my dad and I usually mainly wrestle or bonded over wrestling and Steven Seagal and Chuck Norris movies. The only thing we
Yeah,
didn't bond over was fucking NASCAR. He was a big NASCAR person. We didn't really. I
So,
just never really was a racing person in terms of
mhm.
that. But Steven Seagal movies, we fucking that and Chuck Norris. We'd be sitting there watching Walker Texas Ranger.
Oh yeah, Walker Texas was good. I didn't like Steven Seagal. I thought Steven Seagal was too kind of odd. And that from what I hear, he would beat up like for real beat up the people in the
Yeah,
movie.
that's like funny now. Like to go back and look and know about him. It's just like, but yeah, like I guess I would say I would credit my dad to like my love of like '80s action movies.
Hmm.
Because after that I started watching like Arnold and Sylvester and all the other shit. I've always
The
said
Chopper.
if anybody told me who if I had to pick between one, I always pick Arnold.
Oh
I
yeah,
just
he's gay.
like Arnold was always like the just with the one liners and just the I always said him and Carl Weathers have the distinction of having the manliest handshake you've ever seen on Cinema and Predator.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah, it was just that's I always say it's that handshake and the for wrestling fans the Mega Powers handshake with Hogan and Macho Man.
Oh,
Those are like the two handshakes that I always like will remember from a thing. And then plus also just the funniest part again, just to show how muscular they were, just to show when they did that handshake, you just close up of their veins and their fucking muscles. But
yeah,
I'm gonna get out of here, brother, because I'm gonna probably continue playing golf before I get some sleep.
all
But
right.
it was good. It was good talking to you, man.
Yes, sir.
Hopefully, a
Always
little bit
a
of
pleasure.
conversation I said about some of my viewpoints about certain things. I'll piss anybody off in the comment section, but
Yeah.
suck a dick. Anyway,
All right, Mr. Keaton.
yeah, you have a
Talk
good
to you.
night, man. And we'll talk again soon. Ta for
Yeah,
now.
for sure. Oh, well, man, 2 hours. Time flies when you have conversations, and like I said, it's just random, open chat. Um, can press be changed? The answer was given in the beginning, so yeah. So I think this is gonna be my 199 video. I think the next video is my 200. So for my 200, I'm going to, I guess, recap. I'm on this whole week. I'm going to take pictures of all the preds that we have gotten and kind of give backstories to kind of bring them back. So we won't forget about them. Because we typically, when I started my channel, um, it was only a few people that knew who I'm talking about get 30 views, 40 views because I didn't have no subscribers. Feel like now I'm able to. I saw the thumbnail of Jane Bigler's face in it. What was that? Her as a blondie? Yeah, yeah, yeah. So if you didn't haven't seen Zexio's post, she jumped off a van for some reason. I don't know why she jumped off the van, and we were making kind of little fun of her because she is a pred. And I guess someone located her address, and she's not very, very happy with that. I don't know who did, but yeah, go. If you look into Zexio's one of his community posts, you'll be able to see that he that she jumped off the van on the freeway. Ah shit. I'm gonna solo. I don't know if I should add this guy because let me make sure. Let me see if it's the same. All right. Ah, it might turn into shit right now, but I'm gonna solo myself, and then I guess add. All right. Who is this?
Who is this?
Sloppy?
I hear myself.
myself.
Sloppy, you know who this is.
Who is this?
Who is this?
Remember
I hear.
me?
I hear
Ryan
an.
Apsher.
I hear an echo.
an echo.
Sloppy,
I don't know if
it's
you have.
me.
I
You
know.
name dropped me on J.R. Jarrett's live stream.
Did I?
Did I?
Yes, you did.
When?
When?
When you talk about Larry the Batman fan, you name dropped me.
What did I say?
What did I say?
You said that Larry is defending me.
He is
He is
defending you. That's
defending
what they
you. That's
said.
what they said.
No, he's not. No, he's
Well,
not.
come
He
back in
said
and
the
out
N
because
word for crying out loud. He said
back- come back
there's
in
a
and
big.
out
And out
because I
because I
hear an echo.
hear an echo.
I'm not hearing no echo. You're the
hear
one.
an
I
echo.
hear an echo.
It's not on my end. It's on yours.
Oh my
Oh
god!
my god!
People on the
People
chat.
on the chat.
Can you hear an
Can you
echo?
hear an echo?
If they say
If
yes,
they say yes, then you gotta come back.
I'll let you in
I'll
right
let
now.
you in
Slim.
right now, Slim.
Let's see. Let me remove you and then
And
add you.
then add you.
Yeah, I can still
Yeah, I
hear
can
you.
still hear you.
have
You
Hold
have-
on. I'll be back.
All right, hurry up. Yeah, I'm telling you that's an echo. I'll let you in right now, Slipknot fan. Let me have a conversation with Mr. Brian. Yeah, I can hear an echo. Read next time. My bad. Sorry. You don't have to hurt me like that. Brian Apter, I told you just why are you here? Like you were gone. Ah, well, let me see. Well, I'm here, Pookie. I want to roast him. Well, let me talk to him first and see what he wants to say, and then I'll add you in. I'll add you in right now if he comes back. I guess he's a little upset that Larry the Batman fan was mentioning him. Let me see. Let's see. Can I hear myself?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. All right. What's up?
Now, I'm going to tell you now.
Yeah, tell me what's up. What's going on?
Everyone needs to quit name dropping me. Well, I'm gone.
But if you're gone, how are you knowing we're talking about you?
Because I've been watching your shit on YouTube.
So that means you're not gone.
Because Jacob tells me everything.
Jacob who?
Newland.
The other predator? The real sister fucker? That guy's telling you all this stuff?
Yes.
You know he wanted to have he wanted to have sex with his cousin, right?
He says he didn't. That was a long time ago. He wants us to forget about it.
He wants us to forget about him wanting to have intercourse with his sister, his cousin.
Yes.
Why?
Because he apologized for it.
He apologized for it. So because he apologized, we should forget about him wanting to do stuff with Kylie too.
Yes, he wants you to forget about it. This is the past. We need to move on to the future.
It's the past. You sound like Daniel Roth right there.
And Sloppy, you just exit out of Solo.
No, I don't trust you.
I'm not gonna porn bomb this shit.
Hey, who's John Weston? You know him?
Yes,
Who is he?
he's an old friend of mine.
Oh yeah, like that. You want me to go like that or what? Well, you're not. I don't trust you.
Sloppy,
Oh,
I'm gonna tell you,
occasion.
and I'm gonna tell you right now, Sloppy.
Tell me.
And you better tell Jay Margera to keep Jacob Newland's name out of his mouth.
Why? What did he do?
He's been stalking him. And
Oh,
Cyber
yeah?
Metal Punk, you too. You need to keep your name
Oh,
out of.
hello,
You better keep.
Brian.
Shut up.
Brian,
You need
shut
to
up.
keep Jacob
No one
Newland's
cares
name
about
out of
you.
your mouth too.
I'll talk about Jacob Newland all the fuck I want. You can't
Yeah,
tell me
and
what
you're
to
gonna
do,
get
you
fucking flagged
bitch.
too. I will flag your
No,
channel down.
no,
I
you
ain't
won't.
playing.
No, you
Why are you
won't.
gonna
You
Why are you
don't
gonna
know I
flag
even
people's
have a
channel?
channel. Why do you want to flag my channel down? I didn't do nothing, bro.
Because I'm the reason that Brandon Anderson's not even on YouTube no more. Because I took him down.
Yeah, he can just come back anyway.
No, he's not. Because if he does, I'll take him down again. I ain't playing.
Are you sure about that, Brian?
I know
There's
Brandon
a
Anderson dies.
there's a like a weird sound on your microphone, Slipknot fan. That's why I muted real quick. Well, I'll unmute you down. Sorry
Oh,
about
thank you. Thank you. Hey,
It's like a weird
Brian,
And
humming
I'm
noise.
still gonna have sex with your
you got
mama,
Jay
your
Margera,
sister,
who
your
looks like
auntie, and your female cousin, and they're all gonna have some reverse gangbang
Floppy.
on
Can you
me.
mute Cyber Metal Punk for a minute? Because I got something to say.
All right, go ahead.
Jay Margera should not call himself Jay Cena because he's not Jay Cena. He's making a mockery out of those two bald fuckers.
Mm,
And that's all I gotta say about that. Fuck The Rock, fuck John Cena, because after WrestleMania, them
1
two can
second.
go to hell.
well, why is that?
Brian, you're the one who needs to go to hell.
Shut up. When I'm talking, you listen. And I'm gonna preach to you.
No,
Let me tell you something.
no.
Let me tell you something, Dimitri.
Ooh, name dropping.
Dimitri,
Brian,
I am
last
so
night, what happened to you,
scared.
Brian? I heard you got kidnapped. What happened?
He did
John
it.
Weston did kidnap me. I lied to him. That's why I got kidnapped.
He's full of shit. He's full of shit. John
Brian,
Weston's full of shit.
Brian, did he fondle you? Did he fondle your nether regions?
Yeah, did he gape your butthole?
No, he didn't. He was
Brian,
helping
Oh,
me
so
because I was.
Brian, did he realize that your ass belongs to your daddy?
yeah, he did. He
Jayden, leave my
did.
dad out of this now.
Brian Napster's daddy.
I was gonna say, Brian, yeah, he's like literally, Brian. I was trying to game, and then I see your monkey ass back on here, what's
Yeah,
No,
and he wants to
Sloppy
claim
pissed me
you.
off. Sloppy
what,
pissed me off on Jay
what,
Margera's stream earlier
what,
tonight.
what,
Oh, did
okay,
He
sloppy
name
just
dropped me.
hurt your feelings? Hey, Brian, did
Brian,
sloppy just hurt your feelings?
I name dropped you. Are you pissed off at me?
Chayton, I'm not aware of you name dropping me because all you do is you do your gaming stream and you have
Because you're a
a
fucking
controller stuck
idiot,
up your
Brian.
ass.
That's why
Well,
you're
I
not
don't. Well,
aware.
you said,
You should
wait,
try
Brian.
to
What
be
did you
more
say? You
aware.
said I was streaming, and what else was I doing?
You had a controller stuck up your ass. That's why.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say my girl,
Brian,
and
you should be
I was like,
more.
okay, well,
Oh, by
Brian,
the
you
way,
should be more
I
aware
got your
because
girl's
you're an
phone number.
idiot.
I'll take her out on a date. So see ya.
Brian, you get no bitches. I
Brian,
don't want to hear from
she's
you.
literally
Oh, he
sleeping because I
left.
gave her some good. Oh, he left. I would say, Brian.
He
I would be
left.
like, I was like, Brian. First off, you don't know her name. Second, she's passed out because I gave her some good dick. So, Brian, I don't think your little pipsqueak pecker will satisfy her.
No,
Man,
it won't.
man, and that was where we're
He's
gonna
just
end it.
mad. He's just mad because he doesn't have a big dick unlike me and you, of
Man,
course.
I was
damn.
literally like, I just checked. I checked to see if you were still alive because I was seeing if anything else was being discussed. And I was like, what the fuck? And I didn't know if you were reacting to a stream because I saw your profile thing bigger. And
Yeah.
I was like, and then I looked and I hear Brian like, oh, Brian's back from his sabbatical that he usually takes when it's too much for him.
Yeah, after he gets raped by his daddy.
You guys are
Well,
crazy.
that he comes in here for his coping mechanism. That way he can come in and have somewhere to do it. Well, since he's gone, I'll take my leave again. Just like I said, I was like, what the fuck
Yeah,
is going on? Him
Yeah.
chaotic.
Yeah, I
Anyway,
know.
it's chaotic.
good
And
seeing
that John
y'all.
West.
For
See,
sure, Shane.
it's good seeing you
See
too,
you next
Jay.
time.
Yeah, there, guys.
I still don't think that John Weston guy's gonna do shit.
I don't think so either, but for some reason, some people, I don't even know who he is, but I guess some people are afraid of that guy, even though he's
I'm
from the
not
UK.
afraid of him. He can
Yeah.
make his empty threats all he wants. It won't do shit to me. It doesn't affect my life.
Man. All right, well, I'm gonna say my goodbyes to everybody. Slipknot,
All right.
I'll put you backstage, or if you're gonna
You
head
have a
out,
good one.
yeah, peace
Yeah, I
out.
was just about to go to bed anyway.
All right. See what happens sometimes when I let people in that dislike me because for some reason I'm a bad person. But yeah, like I was talking about it, but I guess Brian wanted to say something and he came in and was really, really upset for some reason that I mentioned him with the names of Larry's a Batman fan, but anyways, yeah. So my 200 video is coming up. The next video I make, next stream I make is gonna be my 200 video. So what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be this whole week I'm going to be taking pictures of all the preds that I've mentioned throughout my 200 videos. Some of them are gonna be less known than others because of the exposure that they had, but nonetheless there are preds. So I'm going to broadcast them here, and then see what happens. I'm still doing that whole giveaway thing. I'm still thinking of what I'm going to do. Most likely a gift card to people that comment, I guess. If I see the comments and I know who you are, then I'll write it down. Mainly because I know who's who for the most part who comes in and shows support. So if I know if it's a channel that I don't know, that I haven't seen in my comments at all, then they don't qualify as the ones that I know who they are that will qualify, because I think that's more fair for the people that do comment and show support on streams. The birds, I appreciate the birds, but the engagement when it comes to chatting on the chats, it's, I think, a little bit better. So yeah, I'll be doing that on my 200 video. Most likely it's going to be a virtual Visa card or something like that, and send it to whoever I guess wins. Most likely I have to do a drawing. I'm going to write all the names, and then maybe the next day or the day after, whenever I set up the whole wheel, I'll screen record it and then post it on uh, like a short, and that's how I guess the person that is gonna win gets notified. So watch the short after the 201st video, and I guess that's how I'll most likely do it. But besides that, yeah, my streams, when it comes to open chats, it's whoever comes in. And if they want to vent out their frustration, they could vent out their frustration. I don't censor anybody. ZTV, if you watch this, I'm still waiting for you to stream your Sonic thing so I could watch you lose on hard mode. But besides that, yeah, 2 hours. I need to do other stuff. But Giselle, Hinata, Soviet, Zexio, Nick, Zach D, Silver, Slipknot fan, Silver, Alexa Lives, which is Princess Soviet. I appreciate you guys coming in. I know topics typically change to whoever's in the chat or in the stream is. So sometimes there's gonna be things about Pred. Sometimes there's gonna be things about random stuff. It's open chat. When it's mainly about a certain person, then I talk about that person for the entirety of the stream. But when it's an open chat, the beginning part of the stream is about my topic, and after that, it's whatever. But besides that, I appreciate the people that come in and say hello. Um, but yeah, appreciate. Oh wait, I was gonna put something. Let me let me find it. Let me find it. Hold on. Where is it at? Where is he? Where is it? Where'd you put it? Soviet. That video where oh man, what you do with it? Or where did you put it? If not, then I'm not gonna play it today. But where did you put it? If I can't find it, then I'll just let it I'll do it another time. But are you? Let me see. Soviet, are you still here? Send me that video where Dee is yelling and shit. If you're still on the stream, I want to at least play that at the end. That shit was hilarious. Let me see if I can find it. God damn it! I should have pinned it. Oh no, Soviet. I'm sorry, guys. This was just spontaneously. I was gonna do it, but I can't find it. Oh, I know how. Hold on. Just go to his channel. Let me see. Where are you, princess? There you go. Go to channel. Okay, there it is. All right. So, if you guys didn't see this, I'm pretty sure everybody saw it. Share screen. Steve. Okay. I'm pretty sure a lot of people saw this one, but it made me laugh. So it's this one, right? A shout out to Soviet for recording it and putting it on his channel. So this is where Dee is having a meltdown. So let me play it.
I was talking to that other motherfucker. I'm sick of being self-centered in the wrong place. I'm sick and tired of being freaking silent.
There's a crash out. There it is.
The devil is a lie and the truth ain't in there.
Oh my god, this shit was
Guess what?
hilarious.
I ain't no pedophile. I ain't got nothing on me. You think I'm gonna take that cop from some 40-year-old from Massachusetts? Hell no.
40-year-old.
I got his money stolen. That's what I did. And I'm not scared of nothing. And I'm glad the police are watching.
This is hilarious.
I'm doing what I can to protect y'all.
I'm protecting my family, guys. I gotta protect my family. Why don't you stop being a pedophile? None of this would be happening.
Oh
I'm sick
man.
of motherfuckers misusing my name. I'm sick of it.
He lives with his mom and his
I've been
grandma,
quiet for a long period of
among
time.
other people. They're low income people. They cram that house like
They pole.
like gerbils in a cage.
They
That's
pole.
the funny part. That's embarrassing. And I got all the evidence on my phone so that it brings to the police. Show them what he's been doing.
You always have evidence, but nothing ever happened.
And I got the voicemail still, so I got
Dude, too
it. Shit looking at.
It's beautiful. It is. It gets so much better.
Keep fucking with me, motherfucker. And I bet you right now you won't win. Cause I can turn it in tomorrow
Oh
too.
my god.
So quit fucking with me
Mhm.
and get rebuked in the name of Jesus.
Get rebuked in the name of Jesus.
Yeah. Oh,
Who's
man.
winning, guys? Who's winning? Is Dee winning? Dee didn't
You don't
win.
mess with God's chosen. And that's what
I like the never give up shirt, which, by the way, he's always wearing that same fucking shirt.
He
He's
don't
a disgusting
shower.
low, kind of like Cyrax. Always wears the same disgusting shirt, but I like how it says never give up, guys. Yeah. Never give up, Dee.
one thing you won't mess with. You're literally a gay person attacking a Christian. And I am fully against that.
He's a gay person, or he's a Christian that hates gay people. I guess that's what he's trying to say. But he has a lot of friends that are like trans and bi and this and that. So, with that being said, I guess he's transphobic or something like that. I don't know.
You're a gay person attacking a Christian. No, I'm a gay person attacking a pedophile. And
He
you're a
is
fucking pedophile, Dee. Get used to it. People are going to be calling you that a lot.
forever.
I am fully against that.
Yeah.
Who are you to call a pedophile when clearly you have a profile picture of something that's related to a fucking pedophile?
God,
my little Steve. It's
this guy's an idiot. He's like, oh, you have a picture of a thing that could be a pedophile. And I was like, come on, man.
an AI artwork. I put in Steve from Machete Squad and it spit out my little fucking picture. Just because you see children everywhere because you're a fucking pedophile, Didi, does not mean that my profile picture has anything to do with children. It's holding a giant knife, you moron.
I don't like that shit.
You don't like it.
Sick of you motherfuckers.
Motherfudgers. The grandma's over there like, you need to shut the fuck up. Like, what are you doing?
I'm not going anywhere.
He is going somewhere. Plot twist.
I'm not going anywhere.
Plot twist. He left.
Always getting harassed every freaking day.
Literally, you could have not had the 17-year-old call me, you disgusting degenerate.
Yeah,
you could have stayed off the internet and not come back. You could have tried to fix your fucking life and stop being a predator. You could have done so many things. You chose to do all this stupid shit because, like a fucking lolcow, you're trying to win something you can't win because you're never gonna win. You're a fucking pedophile. He's been quiet for like 2 weeks. You've been quiet for like 2 weeks since I ran you off, Didi. You were supposed to stay away for 6 months, and like a lolcow, you came back within a few weeks.
This was hilarious.
Yeah. Really is. Really is.
He's yelling at his grandma and shit.
How's that gonna work? Urkel. When he gets all high pitched. Fucking Urkel. You are Steve Urkel.
Always laugh. That Steve laugh makes me laugh all the time for some reason.
Yeah, his mom or his grandma.
Evidence, okay?
I got evidence.
I got evidence. This is exactly like what Cyrax and Sally. No, I got evidence on these trolls. Let me do my live stream. I'm gonna win if you just let me do this live stream. Fuck off. No one interrupt me during my live streams. I don't have a mom or grandma in this house that are gonna be like, "Hey, Steve, keep it down. You're bothering us."
I got the evidence. He closes the door. Grandma's like, nah, what are you doing? Keep it open.
Like the grown man he is. His mommy says, leave the door open.
Oh, man.
All right, I'll keep it open.
Every time I watch this shit, it's fucking... He ain't tough.
my family! And leave us alone!
That's about when he realized I had been calling his mom and grandma and leaving a message. Didi's on stream telling people to call and harass you guys. You know that, right?
I wonder who gave them their phone number. I wonder who it was.
Freaking creep!
Oh, this is gold. Oh my god, that shit was hilarious. All right, he just paces around. He just paces around because he's defeated. He doesn't know what to do. People are calling his mom or grandma. People are calling him. He was all tough, and Mr. Steve kind of put him down to the level where he's nothing. And I am very grateful for people, whoever gave Steve the information. I'm grateful for whoever helped him out with any information. But yeah, it was good times. Good times. But yeah, DD's, gone. Hopefully more of these people get exposed a little bit faster and we'll figure it out. Stanley, you never answer my phone calls. I need to have a chat with you again. But yeah, appreciate the now I could end the stream. Now I could say thank you everybody again. So I'll let this go and I'll end it at the 2 hour and 30 minute mark. So appreciate everybody. Ya me voy. Peace.